Let's get nasty on a Tuesday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 203, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Cardinals back in action tonight. They'll take on the Pittsburgh Pirates, National League Central foes, and you're going to face Paul Skenes tonight.
Is he good?
Paul Skenes is a youngster.
That guy's got it all.
He's got it all is right. Boy, if the Cardinals could just get one of these guys, you know?
Oh, I wasn't even talking about baseball.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about the mustache?
No.
But yeah, sure, that's part of it.
Keep going.
Yep.
Keep going down
An
the line.
extension of himself. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, good.
Another athlete. Yep. Got it all, this guy.
Jamie's having to do gymnastics to try and tell you what he's trying to say.
Sure. I'd gladly do gymnastics. Absolutely. Front hands bring my ass right out of here.
On that note, Paul Skenes, 5 starts. He's 3-0. He's got a 3 even ERA. Yeah.
Have you seen his strikeouts, Anthony?
38.
Yeah, okay.
Seen his walks? Seen his walks, Jamie?
I haven't.
6.
Oh, boy.
38 to 6.
Can you imagine having a guy like that?
Yeah, it'd be nice. It would be real nice.
Real nice.
So, I don't know about you guys, but are the hopes high for the Cardinals tonight?
Nope.
No? Okay. All right. You do have Miles Michaelis on the bump.
I'm just here.
You excited, Carey? You excited about tonight's pitching matchup?
Yeah, I'm excited to see the young phenom. He's going to be, hopefully, knocked around. If not, it'd be nice to see him throw a lot of strikes.
This would be the guy.
100 miles per hour plus over and over again.
Over and over.
Maybe we can get the opportunities to hit against him.
No, we'd have no opportunity to hit against him.
Okay.
Us specifically?
Yeah, us.
No.
Yeah. No,
I mean, if he throws it in the same spot for 100 pitches,
maybe.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
right
but if he throws that other breaking stuff that he has there, no chance.
I don't want to party.
Yeah,
I'll end up hitting my own shin with the bat.
Right. Yeah, let's be clear. If we're taking 100 at bats, but the pitcher had an opportunity to just do whatever the hell he wanted, we're done.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
No, I'd probably dislocate my shoulder.
Yeah.
Probably.
Because,
tearing oblique.
I can't lay off any pitch.
Yeah.
No.
No, I feel like every pitch is created equal and should be swung on.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not.
It is not.
But you feel that way.
Yeah.
There's a saying that our dear boy Chris Duncan used to say, Jamie.
Yeah.
You can't put a good swing on a bad pitch.
And I hear that.
You hear it, you just don't believe it.
I just can't live that.
Sure. Yeah. That's
You
fair.
throw one in the dirt, and in my mind, I'm like, I can get a hold of that.
I can change. I can change this.
I think Carey's telling us with his T-shirt who he thinks is going to win tonight.
Oh, wow.
That's a weird selection
It's
today.
still Pittsburgh.
The Steelers?
Same colors.
Same colors.
Same colors. They play in the same city, as you know.
They play right by each other.
Carey,
PNC Park is
it
beautiful.
really wasn't subtle.
It
you
was
doing
not
that today.
intentional either.
Oh,
I
good one.
completely forgot.
Either way.
Randomly picked. I haven't seen that T-shirt on Carey ever.
I haven't seen a lot of Steelers
He
gear.
picks
Well, today,
To wear.
Mike Tomlin, we're celebrating.
That's
Got
fair.
contract extension. Be there for 3 more years. Going to bring a championship to the Bird.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. You watch, Jamie.
Oh,
Yeah, before
What
the
year?
Detroit Lions will,
What year?
or the New England Patriots will,
What year?
or whoever else your other team is, Tampa.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 teams.
Yeah.
Anthony's
He
got
does.
2.
I've got one.
You got 2.
I have one.
You'll have 2 by the end of the year when the Kansas City Chiefs are in the playoffs. The Baltimore Ravens are the number 1 seed.
I can't choose. I thought, I'm sorry.
It's got a
I thought this was
revolving
America.
favorite.
I thought this was America. I thought I could choose a team
You can.
to root for in the Super Bowl.
Most people just choose one, Jamie. I was going to say Americans, but then I remember you're not American, so you're okay to have 3.
Now he's sideswiping me.
You can have
in one of
3.
those
No
moods.
problem. I'm just saying.
I thought we
He's trolling
established the
today.
other day that I'm American.
You're more okay, yeah, you've been here longer.
That's right.
That makes you American.
Paid a lot more taxes here, Carey.
I think it says a lot about somebody if they have one team and just stick to that team, especially if they're not good, which
loyal.
Anthony, me and you fall
Yeah.
into that category. Carey,
kinda
Marsheen kind of
doesn't.
falls into that category.
Marsh, we have taken a
Not
beating
year, but
an absolute beating over the years with our football teams.
My team doesn't fall into your category. My team has 6 championships. How many years got combined?
0.
You got 1
point.
You got 1.
No.
0.
We've been
Come on,
we've
my former
been,
team got
we've
one
been to
before
a
they
combined 6.
relocated.
My team is not on par with yours.
No, it's
All right,
not.
let's
I
make sure
have
we
no
get
rebuttal
that.
for that.
All right, let's be clear. And your
I don't
team
know.
was actually my team at one point.
I know.
I don't claim them.
Why not?
They stink.
Why?
If they win a championship, I'll wear my. True. Mike Vick left too. That kind of coincides.
Well, he didn't
But
leave as much as he was hauled away to federal prison.
sometimes you have to leave. Jamie, you know this. It's not in your control when you're done.
It wasn't in the Falcons either.
It's another sideswipe.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yesterday he hates my face. Today he's coming after me full court press.
Talking about me too. We don't
I
have
didn't
control.
notice where we were going today. Have to sharpen up my knives here a little bit.
It was.
I apologize.
It was perfect.
Us, we understand that you don't have a choice when it's over. Well, I still got more. No, you don't.
It was perfect. The 3 of us were walking outside to go to our cars last night, and Carey looked over. He's like, "Look at this guy with this truck with the towel hanging out of the side of it." Jamie goes, "That's my truck." Carey's like, "Yeah, no, I just wanted to. I just wanted to know why you're hanging the towel
you got
out."
this towel out hanging out the window.
Well, because I take a shower after
had a
I
good
work
reason.
out, and then if you leave a wet towel in a boiling hot car all day,
Smell.
it creates bacteria and stuff. So we got a nice little wind tunnel in that parking garage. I just put the little
Makes
towel
sense.
in the door, and it's dry by the time I'm done. I can go home and wash it and
You're
get
good
it
to
ready
go
for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, if
just
it
didn't
gets
know.
real hot, you don't want that water to go to like the window too, you know? Because then you got streaks.
Terrible.
It's nasty.
It's terrible.
Yeah. So I get it, Jamie.
Yeah.
I like your ideas.
I appreciate
love your ideas.
I really didn't look for you guys to support them.
Right.
But it's nice.
You were just going to do it no matter what.
Yeah, I was just going to do whatever. But it's
I get
nice that you guys approve.
No problem.
All right, so the Pirates, rookie right-hander Paul Skenes, he's going to look to put the Cardinals on their heels tonight when the National League Central rivals open a 3-game series. Skenes, as we mentioned, 3-0, 3.00 ERA. He'll feature the triple-digit fastball as
That
well
one he
as a
put by
sprinkler.
Ohtani
he calls
3 in a
it.
row?
Yep.
That was ballsy.
He's got a sprinkler, too. It's a combination split-finger fastball and a sinker.
irrigation system.
No. I'm talking about a pitch.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
That's
why
what he
Paul
calls it?
Skenes would have a sprinkler.
Combination
Gotta get out
split
and
finger with a
move it
sinker.
around
Yes. No thank you.
5 times.
No.
Yeah, hell
He's
with
got
that.
the money.
Yeah, you get.
Guys, I'm not talking about an actual
Oh,
sprinkler.
oh.
I'm talking about his pitch.
What does a sprinkler look like?
It's a combination of a split finger fastball and a sinker.
Sprinkler.
If you weren't talking about an actual sprinkler,
Split.
you would have heard me say
Sinker.
Wow, sorry,
Split finger
Anthony.
sinker.
Speak
Yeah.
up.
Sprinkler. See what he did there. I think we were talking. We couldn't hear him.
I don't
We
think you
do
were
that
listening.
often. Well, because I was listening to you talk about the sprinkler having to move it 5 times
It's
to get
fine.
your yard.
That's a real pain in the.
Oh my
right?
God! You know.
Do you like
What
the
the hell?
little? Do you like the sprinklers go? Or do you like the ones that
I
go
like
back
the
and forth?
That one feels like it takes too long.
It does, but it's more
rainbow?
It's
accurate.
it's
like-
more range too.
and I feel like it's
The-
covering more area.
No, the
Really?
back and forth.
I feel like it doesn't get the area like close to the sprinkler. Like it
Oh
driplets.
no, when it goes up
droplets.
straight up top, it's raining
Yeah,
straight
but
down.
that's physics.
I find that one to be the most effective. The
Yeah,
and it's-
I
it
like
just goes,
too.
it just sprays
Yeah.
all over the place.
Right.
And you're never
think that
sure where
covers
it's
more
spraying.
range.
Yeah.
It's a great
Get
dance,
on the
too.
neighbor,
It's just anything.
driveway.
That'd be okay.
Get you like in the face when you're trying to move it.
Yep.
It just,
It's terrible.
You don't want that.
Sometimes it flips over.
No,
It's a mess.
that's
You got to pull the little lever.
Yeah.
It stops it from.
Right. Yeah, you
then-
gotta
then
adjust
it's like
it.
a laser.
I hate when you're walking down the road and somebody else's sprinkler hits you right in the face.
You gotta walk on the other side, Marsh.
That's true.
But
Yeah.
it's
You
a
guys
tough,
gotta water
it's a
his
tough
grass,
play.
Marshy.
You do
Hey,
have to
come
water
on.
your lawn.
You can't see that sprinkler 20 feet
That
ahead.
was going to be
Sometimes
that was
I'm-
going to be my question, but I didn't want to ask.
but what
I
happens
didn't want
most
to
of
be
the time?
I didn't want to
Marsh's
be that
defense,
guy.
when Marsh's defense, when he's power walking, sometimes he's
down.
getting into his groove.
I
and
could see that.
He's got his tunes.
The big headphones
Yeah.
on.
All of a sudden, right in the face.
Nah.
All right, apparently the lineup's out for tonight's game, so we'll play a lineup game next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey, and if you're a contractor or you own a business that needs recycling, then you need to learn more about my good friends over at Scrap Mart Metal. They are tailor-made for your business to meet your schedule and your budget. They understand that job site cleanup for contractors can be a mess. If you set up a business account with Scrap Mart, they will recycle that metal. It's one less thing you have to do. If you're a plumber, heating and cooling, excavator, or a contractor, Scrap Mart Metals recycling can make your job easier. You own that heavy equipment, you know oftentimes it breaks down and you're going to have to replace it at some point. When you do, Scrap Mart will come and get it out of your way. They'll haul your equipment to one of their locations and get you a check the same day. Or if you want to haul it away yourself, they have 3 convenient locations, Valley Park, Peevely, and Jonesburg. If it's metal, they'll buy it. Copper wire, brass, stainless steel, aluminum, batteries, electric motors, steel, cast iron, and much more. It is recycling made easy. They offer a convenient drive-on scale and will give you the highest payout. You will always get top dollar for your scrap metals. Just visit them at scrapmartmetals.com to get your account open. That's scrapmartmetals.com.
Sounder means it's time to play the lineup game here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. Cardinals open up a new series against the Pirates tonight, 6:45. Miles Michaelis will take on Paul Skenes in the pitching matchup. Slight lean to Pittsburgh.
What? Why is that?
With the pitching matchup. Yeah. Slight lean there. All right, guys. Paul Skenes, a right-hander. Believe in what?
Believe in the Redbirds.
Okay.
Oh, God, Carey. Really? With your attitude the last little while, you're going to preach believe to us?
This is...
Hashtag believe.
Look, you can't even take yourself seriously.
Gotta believe. it starts with the fans. If we don't believe, they don't win. So,
oh gosh, you're
that's
not
how
wrong.
it works.
You're
Wow.
not wrong.
Talking to our guy Brandon there?
Yeah, you gotta be loud.
Yeah. Okay.
Loud.
All right. So, right-hander.
Mason Wynn.
Yeah.
Show us Mason Wynn.
I'm watching the Futures game and this thing's all over Instagram. It's like, this guy threw a ball 100 across the. That's awesome. But like, how many throwing errors does he have?
Shut up. I need a timeout.
Yeah, you're probably wondering.
I need a timeout.
Yeah, they didn't win.
They didn't win, but they didn't lose.
I'm done with it. I'm done with this whole thing. I know the listeners want to hear the Sounders.
Oh.
This team, I don't know if they'll win another series the way they've been playing, so let's just get them on a roll. Let's get the Sounders going, and maybe we can do something here. Another 12 out of 15. Who knows?
You gotta believe.
No, I think Marsh is.
I'm fed up.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's necessarily only fed up with the Cardinals. Am I reading too deep into that, Marsh?
No, I'm fed up with the Cardinals.
I feel like you might be.
You think I'm
also fed up with some other people?
You think I'm giving in to peer pressure?
A little bit.
Well, you know what, Anthony? I've done that my whole life, so.
What's stopping me from doing it again?
Why change it now?
Marsh, that was one of the most honest things you've ever said. Let's talk later. Now we're going to get to the lineup. Alec Burleson here?
Yep.
All right, show us Alec Burleson.
Kind of closed my eyes and swung at it and did what I wanted to do.
Bully to the rescue!
All right.
Goldie,
Yeah.
show us. Paul Goldschmidt.
Gold! Rich with gold! Gold!
All right, now does he go Gorman or does he go back to Arenado?
I think he goes back to his buddy, Arenado.
Do you?
And then I think Gorman's in the 5-hole.
What do you think?
I think it should be Gorman. Why?
I would go Gorman here.
I don't know why I don't. Hey, listen, people smarter than me. I don't know why you flip flop things. You just throw the same lineup out there every day. They're hitting. If they're hitting.
I was supposed to say, when are they hitting? Gorman is hitting better, much better than Arenado.
Yeah, Arenado should be like at 7-hole.
Yeah.
Quite honestly.
I say Gorman here.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it. I just think that Ollie's going to come back with Arenado.
All right.
No. Go with
Show
Gorman.
us Nolan Gorman.
Get your fish
Yes.
popcorn.
Get your popcorn ready.
All right. This.
Yeah, he's not going to let him drop
No.
farther than 5th.
No.
Heaven
You
forbid.
got to show faith in him. Show us. No.
He's a Gold Glove winner and perennial All-Star.
Oh, listen to Mr. Gold Glove over here.
Come on.
Okay. This has been Donovan or Herrera, depending on.
Yeah. Should be Herrera.
I think it might be Donovan with the left bat.
I think so, too. I think it's the left bat as well.
Yeah. Carey, your thoughts?
Nope. I think it's Herrera. But
Marshy, what do you think?
Well, I think
I already
it's.
saw it.
That's trying to get him to
Help us.
He thought about it.
All right, well, majority wins. Go ahead, Donovan.
Show us Brendan Donovan.
Donnie.
Hey, this headband's pretty cool.
All right, now Herrera.
Go ahead, Carey.
Show us Avant Herrera.
You're wrong.
Oh, Carey, you blew it.
Oh, way to go, Carey.
Thanks, Carey. You had a perfect lineup going on.
Really blew that one.
Jeez.
So who is it? Dylan Carlson? Pahies?
Is Herrera in the lineup? I say no.
You don't think he's in the lineup?
No, not if he's not
Pittsburgh
in.
gets singles that turn into doubles.
Well, you guys, hey, no. He's trying. Of course
He is, yeah. He is. He's trying real hard.
Doesn't matter, but he is trying.
All right, what are we missing here? We are missing a center fielder and
Catcher.
and DH. Is Carp in here? The left bat? Is that too high?
Or Pajes.
I think it would go hypothetically. I think Carlson's in the lineup. I think that Ollie's trying to build him up right now. He had a pretty good weekend overall. One really bad error in the outfield, but apart from that, his bat was solid. So sure was. So I think Carlson is in here somewhere,
He's probably 8. I don't know who 7 is.
and I think Carpenter's in here too.
Then I think this is
Carpenter
Marp.
Okay.
Have at it.
All right, show us Matt Carpenter.
Behalf of the veterans and new leadership.
Salsa, where's the salsa? No salsa.
Okay, so then the biggest
This
catcher and a center
is
fielder.
Pajes.
Pajes. Yes, I agree.
Pajes.
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 Herrera's not playing
No,
ever again?
probably not. No.
All right. Just pop. Go ahead. You want to do it?
Show us Pajes. Pedro.
And I think this is Dylan Carlson.
All right, go for it.
Show us Dylan Carlson.
Sorry, guys.
Wow. Guy has a good series.
Yeah.
Here's your reward.
But he needs 48 hours of rest.
Well,
Here's your reward. Grab a
would have
seat.
to-
Yeah.
You guys. All right, show us Michael Ciani.
Michael.
You're not Michael Phelps. You're Michael Cera.
Interesting choices, always.
Dylan would have to bat left-handed.
He didn't have to.
He
got a
doesn't
nice
bat
double
right-handed.
left-handed the other day.
Yeah, he did.
Not against this guy, but no.
All right, run it there, Marsh.
All right, leading off your shortstop, Mason Wynn. Batting second in right field, Alec Burleson. Batting third, first baseman Paul Goldschmidt. Your cleanup hitter, second baseman Nolan Gorman. Batting fifth, third baseman
Nolan Arenado.
Batting sixth in left field, Brendan Donovan. Batting seventh, the DH, Matt Carpenter. Batting eighth, catching, Pedro Pajes. And batting ninth in center field, Michael Ciani.
Back. Stay fair!
Go foul!
I don't believe what I just saw.
Home run.
All right, Marsh, you still got the lead, right?
I certainly do, Anthony.
Go for it, kid. Show us how it's done.
I think Mason Wynn is going to connect tonight and take one to the opposite field. So right field, home run, Mason Wynn tonight.
Mason Wynn is off the board. Jamie.
It's on you, Jamie.
I'm going with the big lefty bat, Gorman.
Oh.
Skenes is going to make a mistake with that 100-mile-an-hour, leave it over the plate, and he's going to murder that thing.
Wow, murder it.
Yeah, Anthony, I said it.
I'm torn. He's had some pretty good at bats. Give me Mark.
That's a good call.
How about him hitting a home run the day or so after I took him? 2 days after?
Well, how about me,
I was
too?
there for that one.
You took, yeah. Yeah, you took him that night and you got the pinch hit.
Yeah.
Pinch hit opportunity.
I
Carey
was gonna
texted
be
us.
livid if he would have hit a home run.
It would have happened
Struck
that
out.
way. Yeah.
But I'd have been pretty peeved.
Did he strike out, or I thought he lined out?
No, he struck out.
That wasn't the time he lined out?
Well, he didn't get a home run. That's all I care
That's all
about.
I care about. Yep. All right, I'll take Alec Burleson.
That's a good pick.
Thank you, sir. That's your lineup game and your home run derby. We've got what's trending next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Lundoff Chevrolet and Johnny Lundoff Autoplex. The Cardinals back in action tonight, taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Miles Michaelis on the mound going up against Paul Skenes. First pitch is at 6:45. The Cardinals head into this one with a record of 31-33. They are a half game back of that final wild card spot and a half game ahead of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Last night, the Florida Panthers defeated the Edmonton Oilers 4-1. They now have a 2-0 series lead in the Stanley Cup final. We have What's Trending coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Lundoff Chevrolet and Johnny Lundoff Autoplex. See them at Lundoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, we will not be seeing Joey Chestnut at the 2024 hot dog eating contest. He signed a 4-year, $1.2 million deal with Impossible Foods, a vegan company. Chestnut was paid $200,000 for his appearance in last year's contest. So he will not be competing. That's very unfortunate. Or is it?
Not for him, because he went to the bank.
It's true.
Yeah, I just wonder, like, I know it's Nathan's hot dog eating contest. I know Joey Chestnut is now signed with, I guess, a rival company, but is a vegan hot dog a rival company?
I mean, it shouldn't be, but I guess if you're Nathan's, you want...
If you're Nathan's and you're thinking about this, ESPN has carried this hot dog eating contest, and in big part because of Joey Chestnut.
Yeah.
And the sponsorship and the ads and all that stuff that go on. Like, if you're Nathan's Hot Dogs, do you not say, okay, we see what you did here, but we also like money.
Right.
And we like viewership, and we like, because everything that day is Nathan's.
Yeah.
Oh, they got the other one, Kobayashi. Isn't that another eater?
He's retired now.
Oh, is he retired?
Well,
Did he?
Yeah. That's been a while.
I don't know.
Well, he
come back.
He got booted a long time ago because there was something with him too, some sort of sponsorship or something.
I don't know.
Then he showed up. He showed up to the one of the competitions, like in the crowd, like boycotting and stuff.
Then he did finally come back and compete against Joey.
Did he?
And Joey dusted him.
Yeah, it hasn't been the same in a long time.
So I just think
we need a couple of new rivals.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if that sells, quite honestly, unless people might think, well, it'd be exciting to see a new winner. Really?
Well, you're going to see one now?
Yeah, I know, but I was always more excited to watch Joey Chestnut try and beat his record every time.
Yeah.
Or have his stomach explode live on TV.
Like that, to me, there's certain things I just... It seems like a bit much.
You wouldn't want to hammer down a wiener like that?
Nah, I'm good.
It's not
just
a wiener. It's a ton of wieners.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm okay.
Hey. Honestly, how many wieners do you think you can take down in one sitting?
How many hot dogs can I eat?
Yeah. That's what I meant.
I don't want to eat a bunch of hot dogs.
Yeah, but how many do you think?
I'm only going... how many could you eat?
I don't know. Guess it would depend on the wiener. But honestly,
I'd love to know how many waffles Jamie could eat.
We're still waiting.
Yeah, seriously.
We are waiting.
Over a 24-hour period.
Yeah. Or from 7 a.m.
I'm in training.
Till 6 p.m.
I'm training. Okay?
You're training?
Yeah.
I ain't seen you eat a pancake yet. Or a waffle.
Didn't say I was in that kind of training. Anyways, I think Joey Chestnut not being there is going to impact all of it, but maybe...
I think you're absolutely right. Nathan's Hot Dog's screwed. They're not going to sell another hot dog ever again.
I don't think that's how it works.
Oh, no, did I go too far?
Yeah. A little bit, yeah. I like your dedication.
My bad. I'll sit this next one out.
All right, Jamie and Carey, now that Anthony is not with us
self-proposed timeout.
So Major League Baseball has 6 teams above 500. There is one team that is at 500. That is the Boston Red Sox. The rest of the league under 500.
Parody.
Not really great. So you think it's parody. What do you think about this? Do you think this is good for the game?
Is this? Well, can you talk?
No, good.
Are you talking?
Oh, that's right.
I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Sean lifted. No, Carey, go ahead.
No, I think this is. Isn't this what they wanted when they changed the schedule around to make it? You have to play more of the opposing teams as opposed to your divisional teams. Like
more balanced.
More balanced schedule. You're going to see more competition, more of the opposing teams that you hadn't faced in a long time. Maybe this is what they probably didn't want it to be this bad. If you got only 6 teams at or above 500, that means everyone else stinks. And so that's not the goal, but it's kind of what you're getting.
So in the offseason, because remember, there was a couple of times where I had either pitched the topic idea or launched into a rant about how this isn't exciting for baseball. This isn't good. This isn't good that only a couple of teams are gathering all the premium talent. This isn't a discussion about whether or not they should have a cap or any of that. It's a regional sport. So if all the talent is in Philly or with the Dodgers in LA or with the Yankees, because only a certain amount of teams are spending, or Atlanta, who they're spending on their own players or making big time trades and then signing those. If the money is only being allocated to the top players in 4 or 5 teams, this is what you get. It's not parity. It's like this awful muddled middle. And you have a lot of teams that either say, we can't compete, so we're not going to spend anything, i.e. the Rays or the Brewers or the Pirates or whoever. Or you have the middle tier, like the Cardinals, that are like, yeah, we made moves. We're not like the Rays or the Brewers. We got Lance Lynn. And you're like, really? Okay. So you're kind of in this middle. There's a large middle tier. But the baseball fan is now watching just mediocre crap. Just mediocre baseball.
So how does baseball, we talk about salary cap or salary floor.
I think they should have a cap. I think they should have a cap and a floor.
Well, they're not going to
have a cap.
I know.
A floor.
How do you fix it was the question. I gave you the answer.
I could see
Mr.
a floor.
You can't.
You can't.
I can see a floor. It'll never be a cap.
Players, that's no chance.
But the owners don't want a floor.
The
Correct.
owners don't want a floor, and the players don't want a cap.
Yeah.
So you get this. So have fun. Have fun with your team right around 500. We have a shot, kind of, maybe. We'll see. I think it sucks. I don't think it's competitive.
It's not great.
So, but this is what I said in the offseason. It's not going to be a fun season. I would love to see where the ratings are. We got a segment coming up about the attendance for the Cardinals.
It's been great, right?
I don't know if you haven't noticed, and judging by the attendance, you haven't.
Game. Well,
not a lot of people going to Busch. All right, Marsh, go ahead.
Last thing here, Christian McCaffrey is your new Madden 25 cover athlete.
He's screwed, huh?
Yep, that's it.
So not only does he sign an extension, but
pick the guy that already has injury problems. Hey guys, way to go, Madden.
Has that stopped at all recently, Marsh? You would know.
Because Patrick Mahomes was on it.
Like I said, play video games.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes was on it. He did okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he did okay.
Last year he was on it?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Okay, well, he won the Super Bowl then.
I think it was 22. Yeah, 2 or 3 years ago.
He did get hurt, though.
But he
got hurt in the playoffs.
It wasn't a season. Yeah, he missed one snap or one series.
Yeah.
Is that when Chad Henne came in and picked up the big third down?
That was several years ago. I'm talking about when he had the high ankle. He battled through that.
Yeah, he kept playing. He's
I'm just saying he got hurt.
Yeah.
He was.
So the Madden curse is still alive and well.
I don't know if Josh Allen got hurt, though.
Hurt feelings.
That's fair.
Good one. Solid.
I'm just happy to see a running back on the cover again.
It's nice, Carey.
RBs.
Yeah.
You know, we do a lot of work in this league.
Don't get enough credit.
Not a lot of love.
Yeah.
You know, do so many things to help a team and an offense, thrive. You can't play this game without a running back. I mean, you can, but who would want to?
It's a fact.
I mean, did you watch San Antonio run the football a couple of days ago?
Oh, too soon.
Yeah.
Running
Too soon.
backs.
Yeah.
Not too soon, man.
It's too soon. It still hurts.
Caw. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Is overall team depth beating that superstar talent in the Stanley Cup final as well as the NBA Finals? The answer is yes. The question is, what can the Mavericks and Oilers do about it? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Anthony, as you get older, there are things that change, and one thing amongst men is the testosterone levels can start to fluctuate a little bit, and there's no set timetable for it, but what it does is it affects a lot of guys in different ways, whether it's fatigue, extra weight that you're putting on, the workouts aren't as beneficial, you're irritable, anxiety, whatever it is, it affects you, and when you don't know, it can be bad. So the best way to find out is get into Mentality, visit their board-certified physicians. They're going to talk to you, find out what you're looking to accomplish, what you're experiencing, and then the blood work comes in, and then they know exactly what they're doing, and they create a specific program for each and every individual so that they can feel as good as they did a long time ago.
Yeah, so this is a legit facility, too. They monitor your health. When they take your blood, they don't just do it right away and say, yeah, you're low on testosterone. Here you go. Here's some stuff. You call us if you need us. They're constantly monitoring your health to make sure that there's nothing else going on, making sure that your blood work is coming back normal. They check out your PSA levels and all that stuff. They do a great job to monitor everything that's going on. But the results are fantastic. Just like Jamie said, I mean, a lot of times I can run through a wall at the end of a weekend, whereas before I was dragging constantly, didn't get anything done. Now I feel fantastic. I know a large part of it is mentality, but it's like a cycle. You get in a cycle where you don't feel great and you're not motivated. You stop working out. You pack on the weight. Well, there's a good cycle too. You start getting in because you start to feel great again. You start to go to the gym. You start to eat better. You start to take care of all this stuff. That's a large part of what Mentality's program is about. So head to Chesterfield or South County, 2 locations, or visit them at lowtusa.com. It's Mentality.
Every time Mozeliak talks now, I just go, this mother fast lane.
Hey, in case you haven't noticed, and judging by the attendance, you haven't.
That was the 6-1 hate on that one. I like that he's using the fast lane there. So we'll get to the Panthers win over the Oilers and the Mavs and stuff like that coming up next. But we mentioned the attendance for the Cardinals, and I always love that Harry Doyle reference there, Bob Uecker. In case you haven't noticed, judging by the attendance, you haven't. That would also apply to your Cardinals. Now, you guys both went to games.
Yeah.
You went on a Friday night.
I did.
You went on a Saturday afternoon. Friday night, not bad.
No, it was. Well, I looked at the stats. I looked at the numbers. Jamie's game Saturday was like the third lowest in 20 years. My game on Friday was like the fourth lowest. So I got a text through yesterday. It wasn't bad Friday. Yeah, I don't know what game you were watching. The numbers say that it was.
All right, so from STL. Well, I was going to go the route of not bad, horrible, but apparently, yeah, no. All right, so these are the numbers from STLtoday.com. On Saturday, the game that Jamie attended, with the 4 other people that are listening right now. The announced crowd, and this is the announced crowd of 34,577. So the Cardinals fall to the woeful Rockies for the second time in the first 3 games of the 4-game set. That marks the smallest Saturday crowd in the history of the current venue, which opened in 2006. The pandemic-impacted 2020 and 2021 seasons are not included. Fair.
Obviously.
2020, obviously no fans. 2021, you're still dealing with the impact of COVID and all that, so fair. The number of fans actually in attendance is not normally released, but large areas of empty seats in the lower bowl were visible. You saw it from the TV both days. I really noticed it Saturday. Carey, you were there.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
I mean Saturday.
Jamie, if you look at these
He was there
numbers
Friday.
right here,
Yeah.
you see how yours is 6'8", 24 Saturday?
Yeah.
That's mine, 6'7", Friday. It's just one lower.
Now, it may have had something to do with the fact you're playing the Rockies. However,
it was Friday.
It was Friday night.
And in St. Louis.
And then Saturday afternoon. And it wasn't like a 1 p.m. first pitch. It was at 3 o'clock first pitch. Like, it's a really perfect time of day.
Yeah.
The weather was nice. It had cleared up. And I just sitting there watching the game, like taking it all in. And then I looked to my right and looked to my left, like down the first baseline and then the third baseline, and just sections of empty seats.
Mm-hmm.
Like not even like a random person, empty.
Empty completely.
I was like, whoa.
The previous Saturday low watermark came all the way back in 2011 when 35,812 tickets were sold for a matchup versus Pittsburgh. You have to go back to April 5th, 2003 at the former Busch Stadium to find a Cardinals home Saturday game attended by fewer fans. The Redbirds have the 6th best average attendance in baseball. If that held up for the full season, it would be the first time the Cardinals finished outside the top 5 since 2012. But Carey, as you mentioned, we were talking about this in the office, that is just tickets sold, not attendance, which again, as the article pointed out, they don't track.
No.
Are we finally seeing?
Yeah.
Are we finally seeing fans say, I got something better to do? This goes into what, I mean, we just played the 6-1 hate. The original Ranthony rant came when the 6-1 hate was saying, hey, you got to hold the Cardinals accountable. And in that rant, I said, you have the power.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. The Cardinals aren't listening to us. It'd be great if they did. If we had that much power, fantastic. Trust us, we would use it. You have the power. You not showing up to the games. You not buying the beer and soda and hot dogs and parking and going over to Ballpark Village afters. You have the impact. Not seeing or seeing what Jamie described, sections of red seats. That is the message. So if you're tired of watching, and it sounds like you are, this maybe is where you start to see a little change.
And not only not showing up, but also leaving early. Because I was at the game Friday where they were down and they came back later in that game. You started seeing fans leave around the 6th, 7th inning. Like, the hell with this.
Got to beat the traffic, Carey.
Clearly, I mean,
there's no traffic. Yeah.
They get tired of watching a team not perform at the level that you're accustomed to seeing. We got a text from the 573 says, I live 3 hours away, was in St. Louis this weekend, went to the City game, Battlehawks on Sunday, no interest in seeing the Cards play, absolutely zero entertainment value.
Damn. And this is with the City team. We're not talking about the City team last year.
Yeah. Said I was at City game on Saturday.
We're talking about the one
Battlehawks on Sunday.
That cannot win or lose this year.
They draw.
Now, I know the environment's different, things like that. You're out of town. Maybe you want it. Maybe it's your first City game, or maybe you just love the environment at City Park there, which is great. But that's saying a lot. We're in St. Louis.
When the last time
the freaking Cardinals?
Like, people want to. That's the draw. The St. Louis Cardinals have been the draw for St. Louis, especially summertime. School is out. There is no. Friday night, Saturday afternoon, those games are usually packed, regardless of the opponent. And now you're seeing it, as you said, the attendance, the numbers that they give are low, but the attendance actually at the game is much lower. Like, I don't recall a period where you could see that many empty seats and people not showing up or wanting to participate or be a part of a St. Louis Cardinals game. And I feel like that's been this way for the last, 2, 3, maybe 5 years.
Yeah, I agree. I wonder about other things as well, as in a combination of things. Is it a combination of, or is it strictly that people are tired of watching a 500 baseball team or a team that's less than desirable for them? Is it that isolated? I don't know. Or is it a combination of a middling team and then prices of things continuing to go up? And even though some of the ticket sales that they're selling there, or those tickets are coming down, nowhere in the stadium did I see them with like discounted food or beer or anything at all. Like everything else is still top tier. So the old trick is just get them in the building and they'll spend.
Right.
And it's better to sell a ticket for $10 to get them in the building so we can make $200 off them than to charge for $200 for a ticket and not get anybody there at all.
Yeah. Sure.
So I wonder if it's that kind of situation where people are just like, can't afford it, man. Well, like, is the price of going to a baseball game, is it getting to be too much? Because we went on the Saturday. There was 4 of us that ended up going. And I said, we spent some money. And nothing even like crazy. And I was like, for a family to come to multiple baseball games a year with, let's say, just 2 kids, mom, dad, 2 kids, like you're looking at easily a couple $100,
$250
right away, like boom.
Yeah, and I'll just give you my example too. Like if Chris and I take Madeline and Killian, but Lincoln, sorry buddy, at 2.5, we're gonna leave you home. Well, now we gotta pay the babysitter too. So I think what you're saying, it factors into the decision. Do I want to go to the park and watch this team, this specific team right now, and spend hundreds of dollars to do so? Probably not. I mean, I can't be the only one with little kids where you're paying for camps and things like that during the summer. You don't have they're not going to school, so obviously you've got to pay for various things if you're working. To toss in a family vacation and then a Cardinals game and all, it starts to add up. Mm-hmm. You're not watching the Braves. You go and say, hey, there's going to be a packed environment.
Now imagine doing that and then the game getting rained out. What can fans do, though? Because they heard BD3 say that that's not the equation.
Right.
He chuckled at that very thought of the fans trying to hold the team accountable by not going. So what can fans do?
That is fair. It's incredibly fair. As somebody that has said the opposite of what he suggested, my rebuttal to that is, okay, it's not in your equation. You need fans to show up to put a good team on the field. We've shown up for a while. You haven't done it. So figure it out, and then I'll show up again. But until that point, if the tickets aren't free, then they ain't me.
But even if the tickets are free, Anthony,
T-shirts available.
you're going to eat and drink.
I'll bring my own. Your little clear bag.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if
Is that popcorn?
I don't know if you
Yes,
can bring
it
your own
is.
stuff in.
No, I'm just kidding.
Can't imagine you can.
Jamie, I was kidding.
Well, no, we had a text on here that said Randy said to bring a cooler. You're allowed to bring.
I think you can bring a cooler.
You can, yeah.
But it's got to be like water, something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is this water?
I think it's just water, but I could be wrong.
May be able to bring snacks too.
Well,
Maybe a
I know that
sandwich.
like when I've brought my daughter, excuse me, to the game, I can bring some things because she's a diabetic, and if she has a low, we have to have something immediately.
Yeah, sure.
There.
Yeah.
So they don't say anything, but I mean, I'm not bringing a cooler full of snacks. I'm
Right.
bringing a little bag like. So I can't imagine me rolling up with my Yeti soft cooler on my backpack.
Hibachi grill.
Yeah, you know.
Yes, got it. We're good. It's got my
Imagine
grill
like,
here.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
Those small black
Oh,
stones.
you fit 30 beers in
George
that, did you?
Foreman grill.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah.
Like, no,
No,
sorry,
probably
buddy.
not.
We're making
All right.
paninis out here in right field.
Come on over. We'll move down. We'll move
upper
down.
deck.
We'll move down in a couple of innings.
Yeah.
Don't even worry. Go now.
Yeah, right. All right. Again, the overall team depth that we're seeing with the Celtics and that we're seeing with the Panthers, it's beating the teams with the top end talent. So the teams with the top end talent, i.e., the Oilers and Mavs, what's the counter now? Now and in the future, if you can't win with McJesus and Luka Doncic. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Selling your house can be a very stressful thing to do, especially with the market as crazy as it is, and it fluctuates, interest rates. It's tough to know exactly what you're doing. That's why you call Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty. Because if it is time to sell your home, you need to hear about things that I'm about to tell you about. Tim and his family who decided to go with Gloria Lou as their agent, and things were going smooth as can be, and they ended up listing their home for a really good price. And Gloria Lou, with her database of thousands of buyers, a lot of traffic to their listing, they didn't even have to show their home. They ended up getting multiple offers on that house alone and then sold it for more money. And that's all thanks to Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty. So please do yourself a huge favor. If you're in the market to sell your home, call Gloria Lou. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. That number is 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888. Or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
502. Yeah, 302. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Don't go anywhere, guys. We have more than 1 hour. 302. Panthers get it done 4-1 over the Oilers last night. They tally 3 in the third period alone. Jamie, as you texted the group chat last night, Oilers, quote, falling apart right now. It would appear to me that the Oilers are trying to play the Panthers game, and they are losing badly, and it doesn't shock me. What are you seeing from a hockey standpoint?
Yeah, so yesterday when we talked about this, I said that I predicted that things would go back to looking like Florida Panthers hockey. They'd shut down the middle of the ice, limit opportunities, they'd wear down the Oilers would have trouble generating, and that's exactly what happened. The Panthers went to work, and they're just relentless. The way they check is relentless. And when you really watch them and you go watch the video over, the discipline and the effort that they show on their forecheck. So the first guy goes in and buzzes the puck. Wherever the puck moves from there, F1 follows the puck to keep the pressure on the puck. And then the other guys fill in the passing lanes. So now what happens is the player who gets the puck is under a lot of pressure because that forechecker's still on him, coming hot. And now he's got to try and make a pass somewhere, but those lanes are gone. So I can tell you from my standpoint, that's a bad feeling at that point. So what's the safe play? You just fire it out into the neutral zone. What is that? It's a turnover. Mm-hmm. So you've pressured the puck out of some of the most talented players out of their hands, and now you've put it into a 50-50 puck or a 60-40 puck, a puck battle in the neutral zone that you can retrieve now and turn it around with the Panthers transition game and head back in the offensive zone. And if nothing is there, they just deflect it back in. And here we go again. F1 in on the puck. Like, it is exhausting to try and play against a team that's so dedicated to their systems. And that's what the Panthers are doing right now. And it's funny that you say the Oilers trying to be the Panthers. The frustrations of playing against a team like the Florida Panthers is real. And last night, you're watching a team uncharacteristically start to act like they're crazy tough. The Oilers, who really aren't tough. Yeah. Like, the only guy who can really fight on the Oilers is probably Evander Kane. Like, Corey Perry's an older guy. He will, but he wasn't in the game last night. Darnell Nurse was hurt. He was on the bench. So the Oilers now trying to play like Timmy Tough guy out there, slashing guys and elbowing guys and starting skirmishes. The moment that started to happen, if I'm Paul Maurice, he's like sitting behind the bench. He goes, excellent. My plan is working. Because they're not doing, like Connor McDavid punching Matthew Tkachuk in the face at the end of the game.
Gotcha.
I'd rather have Connor McDavid trying to score goals.
Right.
But now, and Leon Draisaitl throwing a borderline hit on Sasha Barkov at the end of the game. But it's Leon Draisaitl. By the way, you had the goalie pulled at that point, and you're trying to score a goal, but now you're thinking more about getting the other guy hurt. You're not playing your game. So the Panthers are firmly lodged into the Oilers' cranium here right now. It's going to be interesting to see what Edmonton does to try and tweak this going back to Edmonton for game one, to which that's the series, man. If the Oilers lose that, it is over.
Yeah.
Like, it is done. And if they win it, then, hey, you know what? Now you think, okay, we could try and regain with home ice, but they're going to have to change so much to their game to get to that point.
It's like watching a boxer that is just out of his mind frustrated. Yeah. And he's just he's just trying to physically do harm, and he's going to get knocked out quickly. The Oilers out over their skis.
When they're going to make mistakes, right?
Yeah. Yes.
That's what happened last night. The Panthers just kept grinding away, checking away, and when the Oilers made a mistake, they pounced.
Yeah.
It just looked like you said, the Oilers are trying to, you're facing a bully and you're trying to be more of a bully than they are. You're not going to beat them at their game. You have to outthink them and you have to play the game that you're accustomed to playing. And just the amount of penalties that they took, especially at the end of the game, Carey hitting the guy in between the groin. Like, that is a level of frustration when you're getting your teeth kicked in that you have no response for. You're just like, the hell with it. I'm just going to do whatever I got to do because I can't beat you any other way, so let me try to beat you up. And the Panthers are laughing. They're like, these idiots.
We got you.
Like, look at them. They don't play this way. This is how we play. We're the aggressors. We're the more physical team, and we want you to try to do this. You're not good at it. We are. And I think that's what you're seeing. You're seeing a Florida Panthers team really bully the Oilers and forcing them to try to play some way that they're not.
If I was Chris Knobloch, the head coach of the Oilers right now, you've got an extra day in this because the mileage is so crazy to see how far. It's the longest geographical series ever in Stanley Cup history.
Oh, really? That's cool.
At 2,500 miles or something of like the flying. So if I was Chris Knobloch, I would show all of the stupidity on one video clip, and then I would show all of the great goals that we've scored in this playoff run by playing our game. Say, guys, look at the contrast here. So the plan for game 3, game 1 here, every whistle, skate away. Every whistle, get out of there. Don't shove,
Don't
nothing.
engage.
Just skate away.
Tuck your pride in your ego. Skate away.
It doesn't matter. If you have a teammate that's in trouble, stand in there, whatever. But if your goalie's getting hit, I get it. But otherwise, when the whistle goes, skate away. The first player who doesn't skate away, you're benched. Because we need to change this series back into a skills contest. The moment we can get it back to a skills contest, we have a chance to get back into this. If we continue to do this UFC in the trenches, we're screwed.
Yep.
So that would be my strategy if I was Chris Knobloch, because from a system standpoint, they're not playing terrible. They're not giving up a ton of offense. They're doing an adequate job. But right now, they're just being drugged into a game that they're not very familiar with.
It's not unlike the Mavericks and Celtics, CD. The Mavericks, they don't have a counter for what the Celtics can do. The Celtics can get to game plan 2, then game plan 3. They can counter and counter and counter because they have more depth and they're better top to bottom.
Yes.
There's nothing Dallas can do from that standpoint. If Luka and Kyrie don't take over this series, and I don't think they will, they're done.
It just feels like the Mavericks don't have enough. Like they got 2 superstar players, and Boston has 2 superstar players, but they got a champion in Drew Holiday. They got Al Horford, who has been playing for 45 years and just makes shots when the opportunity is presented. They got guys that are going to do the things that Dallas is unable to do, and they're just more of them. Got more guys that can score. It feels like if you want to double Jason Tatum, okay, I'll pass the ball.
Right.
Like it's not a problem. I'm not above passing the ball to the open guy. If there's 2 on me, then somebody's wide open, and I'm going to find him. We're going to get the ball to him, swing shot, and it's going to go in. And so for me, just watching, the only chance that Dallas has to win this series or win a game in this series, Kyrie has to be Kyrie. He has to be the best player on the floor. He has to be the facilitator, breaking people down with his crazy skill set and handling, getting to the bucket, dish it off, drop it to one of the guys, and they dunk it. And then defensively, they got to make some stops. You might not be able to double team. At some point, you might have to say, okay, we got to man up and let him go off. If he's going to go off, and Jason hasn't been shooting well, so maybe that's the change that they make. Okay, you got to man up and defend him and see if you can stop him, because we can't keep getting backdoor cut and allowing guys to make layups, or backdoor cut, finding an open man for a 3 to knock it down. That's been killing the Dallas Mavericks, so they have to figure out a way to stop them, man up, and score on the offensive end as well.
It reminds me, watching the Celtics just a little bit, like different personnel, obviously, and it was a different time, but it reminds me of heyday Spurs. Yeah. When Tony Parker would get it down low to Tim Duncan. If Tim Duncan was one-on-one with somebody, then the big Fundy would just do his thing. If the defense collapsed on Duncan, there was somebody always open. Either he dished it back to Parker, or he went to Ginobili, or he went to Robert Horry, or one of the. Remember, like Chuck Person?
Yeah, yep.
Rifle. What do they call him? Rifleman?
I think so.
This is a long time ago, right? Like
the first one,
and I think at the time he was 70 when they played. But like there was always the Spurs always kept that guy on
Sean
there. Right?
Elliott was
Sean Elliott was awesome. Yep. Avery Johnson was the point guard way back then. But I'm talking about like Tim Duncan's Spurs, right? Yeah. There was always somebody that could either take the 3 if you crash down, or if you left Duncan one-on-one, okay, he's probably going to put it off the glass and in, but you got to live with it. Yeah. So watching the Celtics right now, that's how I feel like the offense is. And Jason Tatum, to his credit, he's like, all right, I don't have to be Luka.
It's hard. I'm looking at the numbers. Jason Tatum went 6 for 22, and they still won by 7.
Right.
You probably don't really have a chance, man.
Like, right. You don't have the best team.
Like 6 for 22, 18 points, and you still lost. Like, I don't know what you do to fix that because obviously he didn't have a great game. Jaylen Brown got you 21. He did okay. He was 8 for 15. But they are just better at what they do in comparison to what Dallas is doing. And again, they're going to have to up their intensity. They're going to have to get after. They're going to have to make some baskets. And Kyrie Irving has to play the way that we are accustomed to Kyrie Irving playing. If he's not going to play 16 points, they're done. He's not going to get it. Yeah. Like, Luka's giving you 32, but he also had 8 turnovers, I believe. He has to limit his turnovers. Kyrie has to up his game, score more, be more of a facilitator, and they have to make shots. P.J. Washington got to come play, too. He had 17, but he's got to knock down some threes and do what he does really well.
That's Carey Davis. That's Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We do have the Panthers and Oilers for you on Thursday night. That'll be Game 3. Looks like we got the Mavs and Celtics as well, Game 3, with the tip-off at 7:30. That game, I believe, is on, Wednesday night? I think we got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday action. NBA, NHL,
and
NBA. And Saturday. We got it all for you here on 101 ESPN. So if you're driving around and you're missing some of the NBA Finals or the NHL Stanley Cup, we got you covered. You all right?
I'm wonderful. Living life.
He looks like he's got one of those. I just saw a text, and now I want to scream.
No.
All right. We're going to play Are You Sold next. So if you have an Are You Sold statement, you can send it to the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. Again, Are You Sold next.
Hey, it's Carey, and let me tell you about the deal that Window Nation is offering. They are extending their semi-annual sale. You can get 50% off of all window styles plus 0 interest for 5 full years and an additional bonus. If you schedule an appointment this week through June 30th, you can get quality, affordable windows. This is a really big deal. Again, they have extended this sale 50% off of all windows along with 0% interest. If you're tired of paying high utility bills for air conditioning this summer, your windows, maybe they aren't efficient, you need to get with Window Nation. Reach out to them at 866-90-NATION or go online at windownation.com. They can install those new windows in 1 day or less. And Window Nation windows come with a lifetime warranty. All they do is windows. They have installed over 200,000 windows just last year, 96% of them requiring no follow-up service. They'll measure that window 3 times to ensure the proper fit. Reach out to them today. Again, that semi-annual sale is going on now through June 30th. Call them, 866-90-NATION, or go online at windownation.com.
the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. Time to play Are You Sold? If you send us an Are You Sold statement via the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646, we'll tell you whether or not we are sold on said statement. It's that easy, guys. That's how you play.
All right.
Marsh, go.
From the 314, are you sold that the Cardinals are very close to being a successful team, or do they need a complete rebuild?
Carey, your thoughts?
Wow, that's tricky.
A complete rebuild? No. A successful team? Probably not. Not right now.
Are they close?
What do you define as close?
Well,
6.5 games out of the lead in the division.
Yeah. How many players? How many players do you think they're missing to being like? Because they've got some pretty good young talent that's working pretty good for them right now.
I don't know. That's a very good question. I don't know what they're missing. I honestly feel like they have the pieces. They just got to play better. Like Goldie and Arenado got to play better. Like they gotta play better. They gotta be more consistent. You gotta stop having so many dang on errors. Unless you're gonna get rid of guys that don't put the ball where it's supposed to be. If you're gonna tell me that these guys are gonna play every day, well, damn it, throw the ball to the right person. You work on it every day. I don't think it should be that hard. So yeah, I think they have the pieces to be a good team. Will they be consistent? I think that's the issue right now. They're not consistent enough to be a good team. Whether it's pitching, whether it's fielding, whether it's hitting. I said this, I don't know, a couple months ago. It feels like every time one piece is lacking or two pieces are lacking. You get good pitching up, we're not hitting today. You get good hitting up, we didn't decide to pitch well today. We're pitching and hitting well. We don't want to throw it to the right person.
Yeah.
So you need all of those things working together to be a good team. And right now, because they aren't a good team.
People are going to think I'm crazy, but the Royals are closer than the Cardinals are. The Royals are closer to being a really competitive team, and they actually already are. I mean, they're having a really good season as it is. I don't know if anybody thinks
you're crazy this year.
Yeah,
Anthony.
not this year, but I'm just talking about from a roster standpoint. Forget the records. Throw out the records. Just from a roster standpoint, the Royals have Brady Singer, Cole Ragans, Daniel Lynch. Like, they got some good young pitching. And then they sign people like Seth Lugo, and they complement. So the veterans have complemented some of the young pieces that they have. They still have a veteran in Salvador Perez, and unlike the veteran players for the Cardinals, Salvador Perez is still having a good year. They have young hitters that are consistent. Bobby Witt Jr. is one of the best shortstops in the game. Then they have guys that they have like Miguel Garcia, who's 24 years old, who has been consistent this season. Melendez has been consistent. Velasquez has been pretty good. The Royals are close. The Royals have good young talent. The veterans that are still on the roster are performing well, and they have good young talent from a pitching standpoint. So until the Cardinals have that, I'm not going to say they're close. But having Mason Wynn, Nolan Gorman, some of the young talent pop this year, great. Can they get some of these young pitchers to also do so? I saw Connor Jerpy was elevated to AA? Yeah. So he's been promoted. It's good. We're still quite a ways there. But I don't know. The pitching, the gap is too wide right now.
From the 573, are you
Cooper,
sold?
By the way, I called him Connor. My bad.
Jerpy?
Yeah, Cooper Jerpy.
Cooper McDavid.
Cooper Rush.
From the 314, are you sold on Piddles being the most knowledgeable host for discussing the NBA on 101 ESPN?
Yes, I am sold on that.
Matthew Rocchio might disagree.
Ooh.
Well, Rock might just disagree anyways.
Fair. But he probably would disagree. And me and Rock used to go back and forth on basketball. You know.
Yeah.
I would hand it to Piddles. I don't get into the numbers. You all know numbers and math is not my thing. And I care about points scored, not expected
numbers,
points.
by the way.
Well, yeah, I don't care about fake numbers. My apologies. The fake numbers I don't care about.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, the expected numbers.
The expected
and all that.
numbers, what you expect someone to do. I want you to do it.
Yeah.
No one expects Jason Tatum to go 6 for 22, did they?
No.
All right.
But he did.
But he did.
So that's all that matters.
That's the only analytic that matters. Right.
Who do you think is the best basketball player?
Player?
I'm
out of
me.
this group.
Yeah, I've
This
heard
group in here?
Out of the four of us?
No, not just the four of us.
I've heard
The
Piddles-
101 crew.
Piddles and Tanner going back and forth, and I'm just like,
Tanner's a little too light.
yeah, I just don't see it. And
Take
I
it to the
don't-
post.
I know Piddles likes to play basketball, but
Out of all the sports, are we the closest for like a 101 ESPN group? Are we the closest to football, you think, to having a competitive football team?
Oh,
and by
yeah.
say competitive, I mean like if we joined a rec league, like a flag football rec league. Because I don't baseball, I don't know. I've seen some of the talent.
oh, you mean all of it?
Yeah, like what, like 101, like 101 ESPN. Like if we were going to construct
who's
a rec
playing
league.
what? We're playing. This is 7-on-7. Clearly, this isn't.
Yes. Like I've seen Kylie play. Kylie can catch. Kylie's a good wide receiver. Marsh, I'm assuming you'd be great.
Thank you.
Jamie,
I'd be a great coach.
no, you can run.
I could. Yeah, I want to.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
I don't know what the hell I'd be doing.
You'd be a receiver.
You can do that.
You'd be like a tight
defender.
end.
Yeah.
Thank you, Carey. I'll take it.
Hockey. We'd be fine with Marsh, you, and Ryder. Because Ryder played goalie.
We'd be fine. We could play a
The
men's league
three
team.
of you. The three of you would be fine.
I can't skate, so
You don't need to.
all right.
You're fine.
I can get up. As long as I can
What
hit
men's
somebody.
league are we playing in?
Eh,
I don't know.
30 and over.
A low rec league.
Okay.
You're in, Marsh.
We're not talking about joining some sort of tournament team.
Well, we can't go to the Brentwood League.
Let's do
No,
it.
No,
can't
we
do
can't.
that.
No.
No, it's well documented there that I'm not wanted.
No, yeah. You're not,
What did I miss?
you're not welcomed here anymore.
What did I miss?
Something happened a
What
long
did you
time
do,
ago.
Jamie?
Ended up beating up a guy, then beating up the goalie and threatening the ref.
In a rec league?
Yeah, but there was a point to it. Carey.
Let's go ahead and tell everybody what you did, Jamie.
Well, we were playing, and Jim Campbell, another former Blues player, and I used to play on this team, Corwins. It's a lot of fun. We got a lot of local guys, men's league. We just, we go out there, pass the puck, have some fun, go have a couple of beers, whatever. After it was off season,
Yeah.
so we end up. It's a league that you play in, and so there's like a championship playoffs that happen. And Jim Campbell, he's not afraid to come down and put a bar down. Like, just clang. And this guy just scored 30 the year before in the NHL. Like, it's like, so then this college kid, one kid just took a run at him, like tried to take his knee out.
Really?
So I came off the bench and introduced myself. And then the goalie came in to try and break it up because the referee wasn't. There's only one ref on the ice. And so I introduced myself to the goalie.
Oh, boy.
And then the referee came near me and I said, "Don't you touch me or I will get you."
You will get an introduction as well.
Yeah. And so I was banned from the BHL. So much so that...
The Brentwood Hockey League?
Yep. So much so that years later I went back to run a camp and the guy that was there that night that it happened was still working.
Really?
Wow.
And he's like, you're still on the list, right? I'm
They
like,
have your
dude.
picture at the door.
I'm like, dude. He's like, nah, it's okay. You go out there and run your camps. Just can't play in the league.
That's funny.
I was like, okay.
Your face is on the front door.
They got to
Let
make
this man in. Yeah. Have you seen this? Have you seen this boy?
That's when I decided I was no longer playing any kind of men's league hockey because it had happened earlier in the season too. Like somebody got like mouthy, and he said some stuff to me. And I said, "Listen, buddy, one, I get paid to do this. You got to go to work tomorrow or try to go to work tomorrow with no teeth in and a busted nose. Like, if this is the path you want to go down." And so then after the second incident, I just said to myself, I'm like, I want to play. I want to have fun doing this. Like, I'm not being paid to do this. And like, I know that for other guys, it's like their Stanley Cup every time they're playing in the BHL. Yeah. Well, it ain't mine.
I had to stop playing rec sports with people as well.
Yeah.
I was playing pickup basketball at the Y one day, and the guy said a pick on me. I'm like, really, dude? Like, really? So next time down, I set a pick and damn near broke his neck.
Oh, boy.
And looked at him. What are you doing? What are you doing? If this is what you want to do, we can do this all day. I woke up for this moment, just for this. The hell you think?
I was sleeping before.
And so I realized that, you know what, you get the hell away from these guys. I don't want to do this.
It's probably a good idea.
All right. Break your damn neck out here, man.
Jeez.
Last one here from the 573. Are you sold on Alec Burleson being a future middle-of-the-order bat?
I don't know if I'm sold on him being a future middle-of-the-order bat.
Leave him right where he's at,
I think
man.
I think he'd be a 2-6 guy, no problem. I think that's what he is. I think he's a 2-6 guy.
You don't think he's a 3, 4, 5 guy?
I think,
You don't
ultimately...
think Goldie is a 2 guy and you put him at 3? I mean, and Wilson Contreras can come be your 4, and then Nolan Arenado can be 6. I don't know. That way they're not in the 3, 4, 5 hole, and Derek Gould and Ollie don't have to get into arguments anymore.
I do care about that, yeah.
I kind of like the arguments.
Really?
I think your lineup right now of Wynn, Burleson, Goldie, Gorman, 1 through 4, I think is set.
What happens when Contreras comes back?
He's
your
5.
Okay, so then where does Arenado go?
6.
Ooh, I don't see. I can't imagine Nolan Arenado showing up to the clubhouse and seeing his name at the 6th spot.
His singles will play just fine from the 6th
there.
spot.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do know what you're talking about.
And that'll be a weird moment because are you here for the team or are you here for yourself?
Very good question.
Great question. Ollie Marmol / Jamie Rivers.
No, don't do that to me.
Okay. I was gonna.
As a coach, you got to make those tough decisions. It's not about you; it's about the team. There's no I in team.
Mm-hmm.
Had a coach tell me that.
There is an M and an E though.
I told him that too.
Nice.
As I kicked the door in. Oh yeah.
I didn't Tampa?
Play. No, this is in junior high.
Junior high. Carey.
AAU basketball. Yeah. Coach Pee Wee Leonard. Coached a lot of people. Coached a lot of professional athletes around here. Coached baseball, basketball, football. And sat on the bench the entire game. We were in Memphis, Tennessee. Didn't play 1 minute. Lost the game. Went to the locker room, kicked the door, and he said, "Ain't no I in team." I said, "Yeah, but it's a me though. There is a me." Twist the letters around. Kind of been this way my entire life. Sorry, not sorry.
If I went all the way there and sat on the bench too, I don't blame you one bit.
The hell you think I came here for?
Yeah.
That reminds me of Bad News Bears. I think the newest iteration where they're talking about, there's no I in team. They're like, well, there should be an M and an E. And the guy's like, well, there should be an F and a U.
All right.
Fast lane.
That's right. Fast lane. Go fast lane yourself. How important is the in-your-face teammate? Like Carey. That's next on 101 ESPN.
For over 80 years, the Londoff family has been making transportation dreams come true in and around the St. Louis area. Londoff family wants you to make buying a vehicle fun. It shouldn't be stressful. It should be fun. You're going down to get a new vehicle or pre-owned vehicle. People over at Londoff Chevrolet are going to make sure that experience for you is awesome. And they're going to treat you like family, too, because they know that, look, the price is always great. The price gets you in the front door, but it's the customer service and the way they treat you after that keep you coming back year and year and year out for a new vehicle or your kid's vehicle. And that's what matters to Londoff Chevrolet, is that you are part of the family. And right now, they've got great deals, as always. Maybe you're looking to pick up a 2024 Silverado 1500 custom, MSRP $47,940. The Londoff price, $34,440. That's a savings of over $13,000 right there. How about a Trailblazer LT 2024? Suggested retail price $29,195. Londoff $26,465. Almost $3,000 in savings there as well. So please check out the original location in Florissant, Missouri. The brand new Londoff Autoplex out in St. Peters, right off of Highway 70. Both places have great inventory, great salespeople, and it's going to be a great experience for you overall. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. They love hearing that. And you can also look at their website. It's got lots of great stuff on there. Go to Londoff.com or LondoffAutoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Johnny Londoff Chevrolet.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals take on the Pittsburgh Pirates tonight. Miles Michaelis on the mound going up against Paul Skenes. First pitch is at 6:45. The Cardinals are 31-33, a half game out of that final wild card spot. Last night, the Florida Panthers defeated the Edmonton Oilers 4-1. They now lead the Stanley Cup Finals Series 2-0. We'll have coverage for you throughout the week on the Stanley Cup Final as well as the NBA Finals, but we're going to get back into your St. Louis Cardinals. How important is the in-your-face teammate that's coming your way next? I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. So Matthew Liberatore was on a podcast recently discussing some of the kind of the importance, basically, of having players that play with an edge, willing to maybe get in your face, and whether or not it's a good thing. So here's Liberatore on a couple of at least one former Cardinal player and two teammates. One of them might surprise you. Again, Matthew Liberatore on Foul Territory, the podcast.
I know Fam has been with the Cardinals, and a lot of guys here have met him, but I have not. And talking to a lot of them, he's a guy that if he's playing for you, you love him because he's going to go to war for you. And if you're playing against him, you hate him because he's going to go to war for his guys. I want those guys on my team. So, not knowing anything about him, I like how much he cares about his team and winning and, fighting the fight for his guys and not the other guys. Now, I can't speak on how he is in the clubhouse or how he is as a teammate, but Lance Lynn is a good comp for that. Like, you hate competing against him. I think Mason Wynn is one of the best comps in the game right now for that. Like, I know so many guys that cannot stand him on the other side of the field as them. But to me, he's one of my favorite teammates I've ever had. There's nobody that I want playing shortstop behind me over him. He's constantly chirping me on the mound in a good way. Every time he gets out and he comes back onto the field, he's letting you know that he's not carrying that at bat with him and he's behind you and he wants to make plays. Like, yeah, he gets angry and he yells sometimes and stuff, but that never takes away from what he's able to contribute to the team.
That's awesome. Especially the part, obviously, about Mason Wynn. Are you guys surprised to hear him say
a little bit?
Say that?
Have a young player like that kind of asserting himself into the group. I don't see anything wrong with it. And by the way that Liberatore's describing it, it's not crossing the line. It's not trying to get into other guys' spaces and to call them out. He's just an intense individual that competes really hard. Yeah, I'll take two of those, please.
No kidding.
Any day of the week.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I love it as well. It's surprising to a degree because he's a young player, and normally that comes from guys that are more established, guys that have been around for a little bit longer and have, I guess, a little bit longer track record of doing things in the majors. But it does help to have some of those guys on your roster. I always feel like you got to have, and I don't care what sport it is, you got to have one or two guys that you just worry that they're going to snap at any moment. Like, they're under control. You can keep them under control. But you got to have, because there's going to come a time where an opponent is going to do or say something that is out of line, and you got to have one of those guys that are right there to step up and say, hey, we don't do that around here. Make sure it doesn't happen again. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it's going to keep happening. And so it helps to have a few of those guys on your roster, no matter what year they are in their professional career.
I always liked when you told the story about worrying about the player, whether he's an opponent or maybe even somebody in your own locker room. Mm-hmm. that you described like the mannequin wearing. This is how the NFL issued uniform looks. And it's the player that is exactly like the mannequin.
He's nuts.
He doesn't have.
Leave him alone.
There's not a wristband, the long sleeve. No, it is just the standard issue. This is how the uniform looks, and that's how that guy's a psychopath.
He's nuts. Leave him alone.
You got to have that guy on your team.
James Harrison dressed like the mannequin. Like, he was 100% like the socks perfect. Like, no wrist. Just go play football. Okay.
No gloves.
Leave him alone. Yeah. Like, don't worry about it.
Right.
He's a different type of animal. He doesn't care what he looks like, people. He just wants to hurt people. All right, I get it. Get out of his way.
Right. But hearing Matthew Liberatore talk about Mason Wynn that way, I think that's great. You also heard Nolan Arenado talk about that like a month or so ago, how Mason Wynn talks and he's into the game and he's constantly behind either his pitcher or wherever, and how he used to be that way too as a young player. When you get older and you got a big contract and the expectations rise and you're on your second team and all that, maybe that a little bit of that goes away. But maybe Mason Wynn and that youthful exuberance will rub off on Nolan Arenado at some point.
Yeah, the energy is good. I remember obviously being a young player and being very energetic and yappy myself. The energy is good. And as you play longer in the league, you don't change from a standpoint of like your desire and all that stuff. Just sometimes the way you go about your business changes just a little bit.
Sure.
Because you get a little exhausted.
Yeah, you get older.
So it's fun that when you get these young guys that get called up or that make the team out of training camp and they're showing all that energy, it's amazing what that can do for some of the curmudgeon old guys that all of a sudden recapture some of their fun. They're laughing. They're listening to this kid. They're getting a kick out of them. And it's just, it can be very infectious in a good way.
I agree.
We get a text from the 314. Of course, a guy is going to say X player is the best at their given position and love having them, wouldn't have anyone else. Well, no blank. I don't see it that way.
Well, he didn't say that about anybody else.
Well, that's what I'm. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
He didn't say it about Goldie. He didn't say it about Arenado. He didn't say it about Gorman. He didn't say it about whoever's behind the plate or in left field or right field. He specifically talked about his teammate Mason Wynn.
The best teammate he ever had. I mean, I don't think he's just saying that, being facetious or tongue in cheek.
And he's like best friends with Nolan Gorman. Like they played together growing up.
Yeah.
I don't. This is sometimes people hear things and take them to a different, like out of context. I don't think that he was talking about the person that he feels is one of the best players to do it and has done it behind him.
You don't need to try and dissect that comment anymore. Let's just leave it to what it was, face value.
No kidding. All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We got a mic drop from somebody that talked about kind of like small wins and whether or not the small wins have a big impact on the roster. And we're talking about small wins in terms of like adding certain players too. That's next on 101 ESPN. I love working with Happy Roof Company, and I also really love recommending Happy Roof Company. They offer plenty of ways to help their clients. For example, a lot of contractors, they try to install the cheapest shingles possible. And if you ask yourself why they aren't offering Class 3 shingles, the Happy Roof Company, they offer the Class 3 impact-resistant shingles on all their estimates. Most of the time, this can be included in the insurance cost without any additional out-of-pocket expense. So if you're working with a company that's trying to go the cheap route, give Happy Roof Company a call. If you had recent roof damage and your insurance company already paid you, but you just need a roofer that is going to give you an estimate, great. Call the Happy Roof Company. If you need help with the insurance paperwork because you've got a damaged roof, the Happy Roof Company can help. And here's the best part. If you got an insurance claim and it got denied, but all your neighbors got new roofs except for you, call the Happy Roof Company. They're going to work well with insurance companies because they've got that experience to do so. They've got the 10-year labor warranty on all shingle roofs, free estimates with competitive pricing, cost-effective solutions on flat roofing and metal roofs. Give them a call today at 314-665-3001. Again, 314-665-3001. You can also visit their website, thehappyroof.com. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Can small wins have a big impact on the roster? Before we dive deeper into that, let's set this up here with a mic drop that we got recently from Jake.
Hey guys, it's Jake. Had the privilege to be in the room whenever Mo spoke to the bloggers and podcasters on Saturday. I did want to talk about the small wins comment that he made in reference to the talent that he is actively, I do want to make that clear, he is actively looking to acquire these pieces. He's not waiting until July to do so. He's looking right now. He and his front office staff are combing through waivers and potential trades. Obviously, they have to wait for price tags to make sense before they consummate a deal, so nothing is obviously imminent, but they are actively looking. You talk about the need for a fifth starter who can eat some innings and be dependable. You talk about a right-handed bat who could also play some center field. Now, that could also be a utility infielder who just plays the outfield, but he did mention the fact that Tommy Edman is coming back, and he expects him back within the month to playing baseball, but he wasn't exactly sure about his impact post return to play, so to be seen what that all entails. And then also Keenan Middleton getting hurt, they would like a veteran right-hander to take that place of where he was supposed to be. So I just want to make it abundantly clear that small wins can still have big impact going forward.
All right, so yeah, good call there from Jake. Now, what does that necessarily mean? Can you change the direction of a club, an organization, at the trade deadline? It depends on where you're starting from. I think that small wins can add up to big things if your foundation is set, if they're complementary pieces, if you're just looking to, let's just take the Kansas City Royals as an example. When they won the World Series, the foundation was set, identity set. Then they added Johnny Cueto. Then they added some smaller people. Then they added Ben Zobrist at one point. I can't remember if they won with Zobrist. It was the year before when they lost in 7 games. Either way, everything was set. When the Cubs unfortunately won the World Series in 2016, they knew they needed to add a closer. They made the deal for Aroldis Chapman. You can make some smaller moves. That was a bigger move, but you can make some smaller moves. But if you're just making a bunch of smaller moves to eat innings and have a complimentary bat off the bench and, somebody that could be a pinch hitter, we're not talking about anything significantly. You're just filling space on a roster.
For me, small moves feel like for teams that are winning championships, like the ones you just talked about. Like those are the teams that we're right there.
Yeah.
Small moves, bigger moves are required for teams that are 7 games back in the division, 2 games under 500, and a half a game out of last place, in my opinion. Now, we can sit here and talk about how poor the NL is and, we got a chance. Do you? Do you? Like, do you? Yeah. You got a chance to make it to the playoffs because everybody thinks, what happens when you play the teams that are good?
You get run over.
You go home. You lasted a week longer than the rest of the teams in the National League. Mm-hmm. So I think it's the small moves for me, in my opinion. When I hear that, that's a team that is right there, and maybe the Cardinals feel that they are right there. I think the moves that need to be made are your best players got to perform better, more consistently. Let's start there. Let's hope that becomes one of the moves that happens, and then you got a lot of things that need to be better.
Right.
So what small moves are going to help you field?
Well, no, you need your young shortstop to field the ball. You need your young second baseman to field the ball properly. You need your perennial Gold Glove winner at third base to do his thing.
So if that's the move you're making, okay. Right. What small moves are going to help you hit with runners in scoring position?
Kevin Pillar.
All right.
So Marsh put down a couple of names. Your thoughts on these names? Starting pitching: Trevor Williams, Alex Wood, Ross Stripling. Can any of those guys come in and get you 5 innings? Yeah, absolutely. Can they help you win the division? Right-handed bat: Tommy Pham, Harrison Bader, Kevin Pillar.
Harrison Bader?
Bader.
No.
Bader's a guy that can come in, play center field for you. Is right-handed bat off the bench.
If the technicality of a right-handed bat is all we're basing it off of,
You got Dylan Carlson. Make him bat right-handed. What the hell are we doing?
I'm actually with Carey on this one.
Why? He's switch hitter. Just make him bat right-handed, which he's better at anyway.
Harrison Bader's not moving the needle
right
for
there.
No,
He's not.
None of these guys are.
Tommy Pham might.
But even Tommy Pham,
he might stab somebody.
But you like Tommy Pham.
fine.
He's interesting. He says, this is why I fight in the offseason, because I may want to fight somebody on the field. Like, that's why you like Tommy Pham.
Okay, you're not wrong.
But from a baseball
last year.
Okay.
From a baseball standpoint, I just don't
Tommy
see
Pham on this roster.
I don't see how Harrison Bader does anything for this team. Oh, he's a speedy center fielder. You got that.
That's the overall point. You're talking about these smaller moves, like Jake's mic drop about the smaller move. I get it. Yeah, they can make a difference. Absolutely. For a team that's going to be bagging groceries, booking their golf appointments. I was trying to go the route of off a guy that's going to be bagging groceries in a week. Willie's got some power this spring off a guy who's going to bag groceries next week.
You don't like the Kevin Pillar idea?
It's fine.
He's batting .330.
Yeah, it's fast lane fine. It is fast lane fine on that.
How old is Kevin Pillar? 36?
Kevin Pillar's okay. Here's the counter to that, Marshall. When was the last time he hit over 300?
I don't care, but he's doing it this year on a bad Angels team.
My point is, if you acquire Kevin Pillar, do you think he's going to continue to hit over 300? Or is it going to be a situation where he's going to slump badly and it's like, well, we got the guy at the 350. What do you want from us? You know what I mean?
I mean, I think it's better than doing nothing.
I think it's moot either way. I agree from the standpoint of this is where I get with the fan base in the offseason. They acquire somebody, and the fans feel good about it. They feel like, oh, nice, they did. My team's trying. But then you look and okay, what did they really do? What did they really accomplish? All they've accomplished is they added somebody to the roster. They upgraded the bottom of the roster to make the fan base feel okay. Right? The Cardinals are notorious for adding to the bottom of the roster. In 10 years of this, they've added to the bottom of the roster or the middle of the roster.
Do you think Kevin Pillar would be bottom of the roster?
Middle of the roster.
He was batting 160 with the White Sox, I think, before they moved on from him.
Middle of the roster. I think you're falling in love with the 350. I don't think the 350 is sustainable.
I mean, he'd be one of your best hitters on this team.
Hey, listen, acquire him. It's going to cost you. You'll probably have to give up like Nolan Gorman, but
no.
Tell me Mo won't make a bad decision on that.
I mean, I don't know if I can.
Does Kevin Pillar put you over the top?
No, I don't know if anybody does. Now.
So we're just looking to upgrade just a little bit.
I think you have a lot of interesting pieces in the outfield.
That you will what?
He's a better hitter than what you have.
Would you want to see...
It's not like you have to have him for 4 years.
You as a fan, though, would you rather see Jordan Walker start to catch fire in Memphis and bring him up or acquire Kevin Pillar?
Well, yeah, I would rather see Jordan Walker do well, but I have been waiting on that for quite some time.
Okay.
I'm just saying maybe strike while the iron's hot. You get this guy in. Who cares if he's having one spectacular season? Mm-hmm. He's having that season right now, and I think the Cardinals could benefit from that.
All right. I just don't think it does much for you, that's all.
Well, they're not going to get him.
We can agree to disagree on this. Like, I think you acquire Kevin Pillar, and I think you're right around, 3 games under 500 in 3 weeks. No?
I don't know.
You're probably right.
Carey was right from the beginning. This is not a team where you're making small moves and you're going to move the needle tremendously.
Right. Yeah. All right, let's move on. You guys remember Brandon, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that helped us
realize that
how
the Cardinals are much better than what we were giving them credit for. He scolded us, and now he's going to try to scold us in the Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
Father's Day right around the corner, and if you are looking for something unique, something that will last a lifetime, something that is very special to your family, to your father, to other relatives, how about Sound Story? That's right. Get a gift certificate from Sound Story. And if you're wondering what Sound Story is, it's a professionally produced hour-long conversation where your dad is interviewed by your choice of either Randy Carricker, Tim McKernan, or Anthony Stalter. And they ask him questions about, his childhood, growing up, his first job, maybe he went to college, his first love, maybe about having you and your siblings and hearing stories about you guys growing up. All of that now will be available and digitally recorded, and there's a video option now. So not only can you hear these stories, you can now see your dad telling these stories forever. And what an amazing gift that is for you guys as a family and for future family members as well. And all you have to do is go to mysoundstory.com, enter promo code ESPN to get this Father's Day special of a 10% off gift certificate from Sound Story. Again, that's promo code ESPN at mysoundstory.com. Sound Story, for you, for them, forever.
Four warriors, 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you master the Gauntlet?
The Gauntlet is powered by Master, your hometown source for business communications for more than 30 years. Visit mastor.com.
It's the Gauntlet on 101 ESPN. 4:04, your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, officially licensed Rolex jeweler. With Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter, and we welcome Brandon to the show. Brandon's going to play in the Gauntlet today. Brandon, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you guys?
We're doing great, man. Thank you for listening. Thank you for playing. I know you've been trying to get on the Gauntlet here for a long time, so we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
All right, would you like to take on Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, or me in your round 1 matchup?
I'm gonna take on Grandpa Jamie.
Grandpa Jamie. Okay. There you go.
Grandpa Jamie. I better not be a grandpa, I'll tell you that much.
All right.
Good luck, Brandon. Thank you.
All right, Jamie's going to make his way into the cone of silence. Brandon, you're going to tell Andrew Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marsh.
All right, here we go. What category are you hoping for, Brandon?
Baseball.
Baseball's your jam, huh? What category are you not hoping for?
Hockey.
All right. Well, you didn't get hockey
or baseball.
You got random today,
which is
How do you feel about random?
I guess okay.
Okay.
Depending on what questions it is.
That's true. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. All right. So Marsh is going to get the launch codes to Carey and I. Thank you, Marsh. 4 random questions, all worth 2 points, unless you need the options. If you need the options, those questions are worth 1 point. And judging by Carey Davis, his face, his expressions, this might be a doozy today.
First one. Oh, okay. All right.
All right. Are you ready, Brandon?
I am, yes.
All right, here we go. Throughout J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings trilogy, who is Gollum's alter ego?
Options.
Bilbo. What is this? Smeagol, thank you. Or Gimli.
I'll go with the second one.
Smeagol?
Yes, final answer.
All right.
Question number 2. In 2017, Serena Williams surpassed whose record for Grand Slam singles titles in the Open era?
Options.
Is it Martina Navratilova, Monica Seles, or Steffi Graf?
First one.
Final answer? You said first one?
Final answer. Yes, final answer.
All right.
Question number 3. Last week, Forbes revealed its list of the world's highest paid athletes over the last 12 months. Who checked in at number 1?
Options.
Options are Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, or LeBron James.
LeBron James.
Final answer?
Final answer. Final answer.
All right, Brandon. Question 4. Name the daughter of the Mushroom King who serves as a major character in the Super Mario Bros. Universe.
Options.
Is it Princess Daisy, Princess Peach, or Paulina?
Princess Peach, final answer.
All right, let's bring back Jamie from the Cone of Silence. Brandon, how you feeling today?
Not too good.
Okay, all right.
Random does that.
Random can be, yeah. All right, Jamie is walking back in from the Cone of Silence.
How you doing, man?
Not bad.
You look angry.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
Were you by yourself in there, or you had some company?
No, all by myself. I was all by myself. Yep.
He's sitting. You got random today. Completely random.
Right. Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Carey.
Pack a lunch, buddy.
Question 1. Throughout J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings trilogy, who is Gollum's alter ego?
Oh. I actually know this. Starts with an S. Options.
Bilbo. Smeagol.
There it is. Smeagol. Final answer.
Question number 2. In 2017, Serena Williams surpassed whose record for Grand Slam singles titles in the Open era?
I believe that was Martina Navratilova. Final answer.
Question number 3. Last week, Forbes revealed its list of the world's highest paid athletes over the last 12 months. Who checked in at number 1?
Probably, I don't know this, but based on what I do know, Cristiano Ronaldo. Final answer.
Question number 4. Name the daughter of the Mushroom King who serves as a major character in the Super Mario Brothers universe.
Princess Peach. Final answer.
Okay. Let's go over these today. Brandon versus Jamie Rivers in random.
Something.
Throughout J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings trilogy, who is Gollum's alter ego? Brandon, you went with Schmeagol. Jamie, you went with Schmeagol. Correct answer is...
Starts with an S. Schmeagol.
Both of you needed the options. You got a 1-1 tie.
My precious. Precious.
In 2017, Serena Williams surpassed whose record for Grand Slam singles titles in the Open era? Brandon, you went with Martina Navratilova.
Oh, wow.
With the options. Jamie, same answer. Without the options. Correct answer is...
Steffi Graf.
Steffi Graf is the correct
Really?
answer. Wow. So we remain 1-1. Name the daughter of the Mushroom King who serves as a major character in the Super Mario Brothers universe. Jamie, you said Princess Peach. Brandon, you said Princess Peach.
Oh, come on.
Correct answer is...
Princess Peach.
But Jamie didn't need the options.
Yes.
So Jamie's got a 3-2 lead over Brandon. It comes down to this. Last week, Forbes revealed its list of the world's highest paid athletes over the last 12 months. Who checked in at number 1? Brandon, with the options, said LeBron James.
That's a good one.
Jamie did not take the options, and you went with Ronaldo.
Saudi Arabians pay big money.
If it's Ronaldo, Jamie wipes the floor with Brandon today. But if it's LeBron, then we have a walk-off. Brandon.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose. Not today.
Correct answer is...
It is Cristiano Ronaldo.
Was it like 260 million or something?
260 million on the dot.
There you go.
On the news.
Jamie 5, Brandon 2 today. Brandon, sorry, buddy. He got you, but that 5-2 score is a lot closer than one would think.
Oh, it's all right. I had fun. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Brandon. Thanks for listening. Appreciate you, man.
Grandpa's
Thank you.
going to get back to
Have a
work
good
here.
one.
You too.
Yeah, all right, buddy. Yes, we'll see you.
Grandpa's getting back to work.
Nice job there, Jamie. Nice job. 5-2. Very impressive. Got 3 out of the 4 correct.
Those were pretty random.
Did not use the options on 2 and got them both right.
Thank you.
Good job.
Yeah, actually 3. You didn't use the options on 3. Navratilova.
Oh, that's right.
But,
so that one got me. Because Martina Navratilova, now she has the most Wimbledon titles, but Steffi Graf was pretty damn impressive, too.
Yeah, she was. All right, Jamie, nice job there over Brandon. Good try to Brandon today. Is it a problem that your best hitters are not your best hitters?
Probably.
That's next on 101 ESPN. Love heading down to the Missouri Athletic Club, especially during the summertime. West Clubhouse, I got the pool open. Love to bring my family down there. A lot of times I'll work out right there at the West Clubhouse and then drive right into the station. But when it comes to going downtown, the historic building, the Jackbug Grill, perfect for the summertime because they always got the shuttle going on for Cardinals games. A lot of time I'll park there, go to the Cardinals games, whether I walk or take the shuttle, head on right back, get something to eat or drink at the Jackbug Grill. Man, it's always perfect. That's my MAC. It's the Missouri Athletic Club.
It's a fast lane here on 101 ESPN. And my guy Anthony teased before going to the break that, well, he asked the question, is it a problem that your best hitters are not your best hitters? Marshy, I would assume that as a group, we're talking about Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado.
I think your assumption would be correct.
And I think we're talking about Alec Burleson and Nolan Gorman and Mason Wynn on the flip side of it, right?
Yeah, those guys have been very consistent for the most part throughout this season. I know, Nolan Gorman struggled early on in the year, but he's been one of your best hitters as of late, and I think you can't really deny that.
Yeah, so again, back to the question of, is it a problem if your best hitters aren't your best hitters? Yes, it is. It's a huge problem. And I think that, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the fact that Arenado and Goldie have not had great seasons, this is the biggest contributing factor to why they're in the spot that they're in. I understand that the fifth guy in the rotation and whatnot, but how many teams out there have 3 or 4 really good pitchers or good, and then they have the 4 or 5 is like, yeah, but they're still winning. They're playing winning baseball. They get through it. The fact that you 2 Hall of Fame candidates on your corners who are making, I believe, 57, close to $60 million between them, they're not your best hitters this year. And in fact, at times have cost your team with the lack of production. So I feel like if Arenado and Goldie were having Arenado and Goldie seasons, I believe firmly the Cardinals would be in first place in the Central Division.
You might be right on that.
And obviously Contreras maybe not getting hurt.
Sure.
All of a sudden you have a juggernaut offense.
Yeah, you have other
to where some of these games
factors
where your pitchers have given up 3 runs and lost. Maybe that doesn't happen.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't matter. For me, it's more about the fact that they're hitting in the middle of your order. That's the problem. Because if Nolan Gorman started off in the middle of your order, Wilson Contreras, let's say those guys were 3-4 for you, right? Burleson, the entire time, was number 2. So Burleson 2, Wilson Contreras 3, Gorman 4, or whatever. Now is it a problem? No. It wouldn't be a problem that Arenado and Goldschmidt weren't hitting. It doesn't matter how much a guy is making. It matters where the production is, whether or not you have that production, and where they're hitting in the order. Obviously, you get more at-bats when you're 1, 2, 3, 4. You have more opportunities to impact the game in those spots. That's why those spots are so important. So is it a problem that Goldschmidt and Arenado are not hitting? Yeah, because they've taken the majority of their at-bats 2, 3, 4. Now, I know Arenado's been 5 recently, but that's really only been the last 2 weeks or so. That's the problem. It's not that those guys specifically aren't hitting. It's that those guys specifically aren't hitting in the middle of the order.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. I'm looking at the OPS in the major leagues. Nolan Arenado is 116th in major league players.
Say again?
116th in OPS.
So there's 115 batters.
And
with a higher
Paul
OPS.
Goldschmidt is 126th.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
so
it's a problem.
That's problematic. And I mean, on the team, they are, 4th or 5th on the team in OPS? They are, Brendan Donovan is ahead of them, Alec Burleson, Mason Wynn. Just count the guys that are playing. Nolan Gorman. Lars Nootbaar was ahead of them before he got injured. Wilson Contreras was as well. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th and 9th on the team.
Yes, problem.
In OPS. 7th and 9th
not
on
great.
Your own team in OPS. That's not great.
Nope.
And it's not good enough. And so we joked about, the back and forth with Derek Gould and Ali a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, Derek saying, well, if your 3 and 4 and 5 hitters aren't hitting, is this team going to be good? And Ali getting a little bit frustrated. Well, that's any team.
Yeah.
Well, then the question begins to be asked.
When
why are
them?
they still there?
Right.
To your point, you're getting the majority of your bats the higher you are up in the lineup. And if you're 7th and 9th on your own team in OPS, that may warrant, hey, we got to figure some things out, or we're going to have to reset some things and let our better players get more opportunities because they're the ones that are hitting.
Right.
And so Yeah, if you're that low, your best two players are 100-plus guys in front of them in OPS in Major League Baseball, you're not going to have much success.
We get a text from the 314, this kind of hitting on what we talked about earlier, said, is it an even bigger problem that $60 million worth aren't good hitters anymore? Here's my answer to this. Here's the butterfly effect or the domino effect, whatever one you want to use. But because you've got $60 million wrapped up into two guys who are unproductive right now, you couldn't go get a Montgomery. You couldn't go get Blake Snell. Like, you would never dip your toes in that water because you had close to $60 million already committed to what you thought was going to be another all-star season or MVP-esque season from your corners. So this is why it's really a big problem. One, it's one thing that they're not helping the team offensively. That's one thing, but they're hindering the team with the amount of money that they're making because the team can't go acquire another player of high dollar value or in the offseason had signed a player of high dollar value because they already committed so much money to these two guys.
Plus, you're not increasing the value of the cost control players that are performing well. So, to your point, Jamie, yeah, it halts you because the Cardinals have a budget. They're not the Dodgers. So let's put them in the, let's just say what it is. They got a budget. So they're restricted by the budget that they have, because they are paying so much to those two players. Again, though, it doesn't take advantage of the value that you're getting because Burleson isn't making any money. Mason Wynn isn't making any money, relatively speaking. Gorman's not making any money, relatively speaking. You got three guys that are performing well beyond their value, their dollar value, and because those two guys are soaking up so much of your budget and are not producing like they should, that does not increase the value out of those young guys. So all the way around, it's a bad deal. They got to get hitting
from those two guys.
Yeah, or move them out of those spots.
You're not going to move them out because I don't think they'll move. I don't think Ollie will move them out because of who they are. Like, and to a degree, they have earned the right to fail, but at the same time, you can't go back and forth with people and be upset when they ask a question, a legit question about their performance. They're not doing a good enough job right now. And to your point, Jamie, they're the highest paid players on the team. You have to get elite play from elite paid players. And if you're not, I don't care what sport it is, you aren't going to be good. If LeBron James doesn't score 25 and he's making $60 million a year, you ain't going to win.
Right.
If Justin Jefferson doesn't go and catch 8 passes a game, he only catches 1 a game, you ain't gonna win. He's the highest paid receiver. Like, that's just how the game goes, man. You got to get your best play from your best players consistently over and over and over again. You can go a game or two in baseball. You can have a month where you're not getting that play, but if you get 3 months of this type of play consistently, you're not going to be a good team, and that's essentially where the Cardinals are.
That's how baseball go.
That's how baseball go.
Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter. We have our Sports Six-Pack next, 314-399-9646. If you got a question, send it to the Air Comfort Service tax line, and we'll answer it next in our Sports Six-Pack here on 101 ESPN.
Gentlemen, it is Tuesday, and what that means is FanDuel's got Dinger Tuesdays available, and all you have to do is, well, one, sign up for FanDuel. That's always appreciated, and when you're on FanDuel, you just have to pick someone to hit a home run. That's why they call it Dinger Tuesdays. That's why the home run, the long ball, all that's a lot of fun. And you just bet on your favorite player to rip a moonshot, and FanDuel will give you $5 in bonus bets for every home run, during that game.
Yeah, Jamie, home runs just got better as if you needed another reason to love the long ball. All you have to do is visit FanDuel.com/fast to get in on all the Dinger Tuesday action. Maybe you want to take Nolan Gorman. He's leading the team. 14 home runs. Pick him. He might hit you one tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take Aaron Judge because then when he hits one and Juan Soto hits one and Giancarlo Stanton hits one and Bobby Witt hits one in this Yankees-Royals game tonight, that's where the money is, gentlemen. You know, take teams that actually hit home runs, like the Yankees.
All right.
Am I right?
You're right.
It's all available at FanDuel. Just visit FanDuel.com/fast to get in on that Dinger Tuesday action. Again, FanDuel.com/fast, and then you can make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Must be 21 or older and present in Illinois. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max bonus $25 per game. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
.101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals take on the Pirates tonight. Miles Michaelis on the mound going up against Paul Skenes. First pitch is at 6:45. The Cards are 31-33, a half game back with the final wild card spot and a half game ahead of Pittsburgh. Last night, Florida defeated Edmonton 4-1 in the Stanley Cup Final. Game 2. The Panthers have a 2-0 series lead. You can listen to Game 3 between the Panthers and the Oilers on Saturday. Pregame starts at 6 o'clock. Thursday. Pregame starts at 6 o'clock. And then tomorrow we'll have the Mavericks and the Celtics Game 3 tip-off at 7:30. We have our Sports Six-Pack coming up next. If you have a question you want to send our way, do so using the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Sports Six-Pack coming your way. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
All right, time for the Sports Six-Pack here on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, and here is Andrew Marsh with your questions.
Question number 1.
From the 618, if Doug Armstrong could go back, does he do whatever it takes to get Matthew Tkachuk? Could you imagine having Thomas and Matthew Tkachuk as your core?
Yeah, and here, guys, I don't think, not you guys, but listeners, I don't think it was a fact of Army not willing to give up whatever it took. The problem is, part of the pieces that would have to go the other way had no trade clauses. So when the Calgary Flames asked for player X, Y, or Z, along with, and I do know that their demands were Thomas or Kyrou, one of them has to be in the deal. And you think to yourself, well, Kyrou, I'd do that. Fine. But then the other pieces that had to go to Calgary, the ones that they would like, all had no trade clauses. So then you have the obstacle of trying to navigate through that. And we saw last summer that when a player says, no thanks, I'd rather not be traded, the trade is done.
Yeah.
It's dead in the water. And I think that that's kind of what happened to a certain extent. And then Florida came off the top rope with a fantastic deal for the Flames. It really was. Huberdeau was coming off a 115-point season. Mackenzie Weegar was emerging as a top-pair defenseman. Fast, good shot, scores a lot of goals, rugged, can fight. Like, you got a lot of good pieces back in return, and I just think that Calgary thought that deal was not just the better one on the table, but the most feasible, that it was actually going to get to the so-called closing table.
Right.
So, yeah, I think Army would have loved to get Matthew Tkachuk, but I think that he was limited on what he actually could offer without resistance.
Question number 2.
From the 618, do you think players should be incentivized to make their salaries? You give them a base and they play for that base. If they hit certain numbers every month, they get a bonus, kind of like sales commission on how good you do.
No. And I don't know how it would work in baseball, but I know in football, when you put incentives in a contract, you get guys doing things that they don't normally do to reach said incentive, like running out of bounds in 4-minute offense because they got an incentive to get a number of carries. The hell with letting that clock run. We're going to run it again, ain't we? We're going out of bounds. You get quarterbacks that don't throw the ball away because it lowers your completion rate. The sack will do just fine. So, yeah. You want people to get paid, man, and then if you have to put incentives in there for special things, yeah. And baseball is such a hard sport. I mean, you go in a funk for 30 days, and you're not getting paid on top of it? Oh, the hell with that. The hell with you.
Can't do that.
Yeah, my response would be, all right, so the idea of, hey, you can have a commission just like there is in the real world, quote unquote. Well, there's also the real world salaries where maybe you're looking at your fantasy baseball team more than you're looking at the TPS reports. Would you like to be on a commission? Maybe not. So why don't we just leave things the way they are? There's a market, you can negotiate, all of that. Some are sales, people have there's some that thrive in a sales commission. Others do not. So
incentives, listen, man. I told you I had a teammate who needed like 8 yards for $100,000. No way in hell I'm coming out the game.
Yeah.
I'm getting this 8 yards.
Oh, yeah.
I don't give a damn if I break everything I got.
Right.
He didn't get it. No.
Oh.
They didn't get him the ball.
Ah.
It's amazing how coaches obviously
took him out.
all of a sudden start to understand the dynamics.
For next week. No, you don't. I'll be okay.
Yeah.
5 more carries.
Right.
If it takes that much, hell, I might get 10 on this next carry.
I to the texters, like the idea is it's sound, right? Like it makes a lot of sense on paper because now there's incentivized play. You know, hey, you have a great month, great. You make the most. It makes sense. Trust me. It just I don't think it plays out in the real world.
Question number 3.
From the 636, do you think bad ice in June affects the way the Oilers can play, and does it benefit the Panthers' style of play?
Both teams are playing on the same ice, and then they're going up to Edmonton now where they, I guess they figure they've got better ice up there. All ice is crap this time of year. It doesn't matter if you're in Edmonton. It doesn't matter.
Because it's hot outside?
Yeah, the humidity starts to seep in. Now, is the humidity greater down in Florida, or is it hot? Yeah, of course it is. I mean, I just have never bought into that. I just haven't.
You don't think with the Oilers, their style of play, just a little bit more skill?
So what about the Rangers then? Because the Rangers had probably per guy more talent than the Oilers. Now, the Oilers are top heavy with Draisaitl and McDavid. But when you look at Panarin, Zibanejad, Kreider, go down the list of players for the Rangers. Well, was their ice bad too at MSG? No. Did they complain about the ice against the Panthers down in Florida? I've always thought it was a lame excuse.
Well, I don't think it's an excuse. I think with the question is, does it benefit the Panthers? Like, does it help their style? If there's bouncing pucks, like the Panthers are more physical and they're going to, chip pucks in.
Well, then I guess we'll see come time in Edmonton, right? Like, if all of a sudden the Oilers are amazing out of nowhere and they just fist pump the Panthers, well, it's got to be the ice for sure.
I can, Jamie, I'm sensing your sarcasm because you're laying it on pretty thick.
No.
I don't think you believe that it's going to be the ice in that regard.
I did watch Connor McDavid literally skate past like 3 or 4 Panthers. Like, he is flying. He didn't score, but it was impressive.
Oh, he's fast, man.
Flying.
He's flying. He's one of the best.
It looked different.
He's him and Nathan McKinnon are the 2 best players in the NHL at handling the puck at full speed. They don't push it like they're stick handling through guys at full speed.
It's pretty good.
By the way, we do have a segment coming up about, and this is kind of interesting, and we got a mic drop that's tied to it too. But are people tired of the Cardinals, or are they tired of baseball? And by tired, it's like, do you find yourself
fatigued?
Yeah, or maybe lack of
sleepy
interest,
while you're watching,
lack of interest in the Cardinals, or lack of interest just kind of in baseball.
They're not disinterested in New York when those guys are.
Jamie, tell them.
Save it.
There you go. Leave us a mic drop though. Don't save your mic drop.
No,
Carey, you save your thoughts.
I'll do that.
But leave us a mic drop.
You might have
the
to write
101
it down.
ESPN app.
I probably should.
Yep.
I'm probably going to forget it. Write that down.
Yep.
What are we doing next? Oh, Carey. Come on.
Question number 4.
From the 314, would you rather stand in a 10-person line every time you go to get into your car, or have to watch an ad every time you open your phone?
Okay, what was that again? Start over.
So you have to wait 10 people. There's 10 people in line. You have to wait for 10 people, essentially, to get into your car, or you have to watch an ad every time
Give me the ad.
You look at your phone.
Yeah,
I'll
give
get
me
in the
the
car
It's time to go.
and watch my ad.
Yeah, are you kidding me?
You're ready to go. You don't want to wait.
Right.
10 people.
10 people?
Every time you open up your phone, you have to. That would probably limit the amount. Well,
That's probably good then.
It probably is.
That's probably a good thing.
I probably wouldn't
Honestly.
pick it up as much.
Yeah. Like, that ain't worth it.
I don't need that 30 seconds.
Nope.
I would say ad.
I'll take the ads.
Yeah. Can you imagine, like, if you're, think about it. First time you're late, like really late. You're waiting 10 people.
Can't wait 10 people.
These damn people wouldn't move.
Right. I don't think so. Not up in here.
Question number 5.
This one comes from Thanks Dad. What's a misconception you grew up believing? Like, I thought when water dried out, it turned into sand because I saw it once in in the Army now.
The Army. Is that with Pauly Shore?
Yeah, I think it was.
And Kip from, was it Kip or Kit? Or what was her name from League of Their Own? That was her, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
The shaved head?
I don't know. I don't remember that much about it, Anthony.
Misconception that you believe.
I will tell you one. And this is probably mostly black people. I don't know. The light. No, I'm serious. This is a thing. Like the light inside of the car. Like if that light is on while you're driving down the highway, you thought you were going to get locked up and pulled over. Like that was a thought. Like if the light is on while we're driving. Oh, did you?
Yeah,
just black people. Yeah.
Yeah.
The light is like, cut the damn light off. Well, okay, the police are coming. All right. Turn this light off.
It's distracting to the driver.
No, like at night.
Yeah, at night when the light is on.
I believe that.
Yeah, you thought.
My parents used to say that.
Yeah,
used to tell get pulled over.
Yeah, you get pulled over.
Like, why? What are you hiding in here?
What are we doing? Why is this?
What are we traveling with, Mom?
Yeah. Every time.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
I thought until I became older and like, damn, this damn light can be on while I'm driving. I gotta see. They're looking for something.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thought it was
trying to think of something else on the spot here. It's,
right. Wait 30 minutes.
Yeah, until you swim.
Yeah, after you eat, but.
Yeah.
I think that's just for people that I would just stay out of the pool for 2 seconds and let some of
it was made up by a parent who wanted their kid
to sit down for a second.
So I don't have to watch you in the damn pool.
Right.
You got to wait 30 minutes.
I thought it was because of cramps. You can get cramps.
I thought it was too.
Like that's what they tell you.
I saw Patrick Starr in SpongeBob swim, and he got cramps.
There you go.
I think because it's
Carey.
a cartoon, that's what happened on that one, Marsh.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's a documentary. What are you talking about, sir?
Docu-series, actually.
No, not that one.
Anthony, David Hasselhoff was in one of them. Nah. That guy's a real human.
It's like Planet Earth. Just like that.
Yeah.
Except it's underwater.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got to believe.
Mm-hmm. I got to give some more thought to that. The light thing is good, though.
The light was always,
Yep.
Scared the hell out of me as a child.
Yeah. All right.
Question number 6.
Finish it up.
From the 636, are we being a bit too hard on the St. Louis Cardinals? They have 4 players who are expected to be a part of the starting lineup: Tommy Edman, Jordan Walker, Lars Nootbaar, and Wilson Contreras. It would be like the Blues missing Shen, Saad, Neighbors, and Buchnevich for long stints.
Yeah, they're the best. They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Just in a drought.
They're just in a drought. They'll be fine.
Man, where are the glasses? I haven't seen them.
Well,
I was going to give them to him.
I just don't know. Jamie, you know what I'm doing.
No, I know what you're doing.
Oh. No. No, I don't. I don't need. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
What's going on? Tell us.
This is for Jamie. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing.
The gold one's in the cleaner.
What that texter just noted is absolutely right. You got Wilson Contreras out. That's an MVP candidate, okay? You think that Paul Goldschmidt and no, gonna hit this badly all season long? I don't think so.
I agree with you.
Probably.
You've got other guys like Lars Nootbaar that are on the IL. Wait until Lars comes back. Toronto needed him. Couldn't have him, though. Oakland wanted him. Couldn't have him. No. Why? Because this guy's a stud. And once he comes back and Wilson Contreras comes back, this team's going to roll. So you guys laughing at the texter, I don't like it.
I didn't laugh.
This is a sleeping giant. A juggernaut. You ever see an iceberg? That's what the Cardinals are right now.
You can't
Which
see
part?
At the top, you're like, that's nothing. The bottom caused some damage. That's our St. Louis Cardinals. Wow. So how about you guys just lay off them? Give them a bit of a break.
You're right, Anthony.
Thank you.
It's Antonio. You put the glasses on, take the chain out.
Give him a gator. Give him a cigarette to hold.
Seriously. Or put a pack of cigarettes rolled up in your sleeve.
If I have a pocket, just All right. It's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. Mic drop. So this is good. This is a good segue into this segment. Are people tired of the Cardinals? They're just tired of baseball. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Jamie Rivers back with you here, joined by my great friend Tracy Bibb from the Bibb Agency. And Tracy, I think our listeners know that you help out with car insurance, home insurance, but now I hear you guys are getting involved with commercial insurance.
Yeah, something we don't talk about too much is we help people with their commercial insurance. So whether it's a business owner policy or general liability, workers' comp, inland marine, commercial auto policy, we can help with all those things. And that is a area that has taken a lot of rates recently. It's also an area where people are experiencing a lot of non-renewals. We can help with that. We've got a brand new product that's absolutely fabulous. So if maybe you own a hair salon, maybe you're a contractor of some kind, those are people that we can absolutely talk to and see if we can meet your needs on the commercial side.
Well, and I can tell all of our listeners from past experience that the Bibb Agency is the best in the business, and it's not a 1-800 number. So if it is something that you're building, your business, your brand, you don't want to trust that with somebody you don't know. Trust that with Tracy Bibb and the Bibb Agency, and just give her a call at 314-328-4260. Again, that number is 314-328-4260. Tracy, thank you so much for everything you do.
Thanks so much. Go Blues.
Hey guys, so it's all about the winning. Cardinal fans, you put a good product out there, we're showing up. But see, we're an intelligent fan base, so we know what good baseball looks like, and we know this isn't it. We know this isn't it. And Mozeliak has been half-assing it since La Russa left. Show me how he hasn't, except, 13 and 19? So you put a winning product, Jamie, the ticket price and be whatever. People will show up. They will show up. We just have a brain and know as the millionaires and the billionaires are getting richer, we don't have to pay for it. All right, guys, hope everybody has a great day. Thanks.
All right, thank you. That was Lisa. Lisa leaving us a mic drop here on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, Anthony Stalter. Are people tired of the Cardinals or are people tired of baseball? I agree wholeheartedly with Lisa. If the team is good, if the team is winning, especially here in St. Louis, but really most places, they're going to show up. Even places where you don't have the best attendance, people will gravitate toward it. I'm sure the Diamondbacks saw an uptick in attendance as the season wore on. They realized the Diamondbacks had a pretty good product a year ago. Outside of maybe Miami, that's a tough draw. Tampa, tough draw. Outside of those places, there's not many spots in Major League Baseball where if you have a good product, people won't show up. And you can't tell me if people are tired of baseball here. There's no way. I refuse to believe that. I think they're tired of the Cardinals. But that's the question that we posed for this mic drop topic.
Yeah, you just look at some of the non-traditional markets in any sport, right? So, let's just isolate the Florida Panthers. Florida Panthers, when I played there, 5,000, 6,000. On a good night, maybe 10,000 people in the building.
That's because you only played one game.
Well, it's a good point, Anthony. But either way, hockey was not...
Keenan put you in.
Was not thriving in South Florida.
Mm.
And then you look at the last couple of seasons where they've been winning, and all of a sudden you're seeing a buzz around that building. 27 sellouts this year, which is, it doesn't, you're like, wow, we sold out. There's 41 home games, only 27 sellouts. You have no idea how much of a dramatic change that is for that franchise. And all they did is they turned into a good team.
Mm-hmm.
So the product got better, and the people are showing up more often.
No doubt.
People are tired of the Cardinals. And people love the Cardinals.
People are tired of this version of
They are tired of this version of... This is not our grandparents' Cardinals or our parents, our fathers' Cardinals teams that we grew up watching. I think that's the problem. I mean, there is always so much excitement, generally, for baseball season to begin, and to have so many... To take in so many games and be a part of it. And now when you're watching this team, you just feel I don't know that they blame so much the players. I think they blame the front office, and they're tired of the lack of money that's being poured in. Especially you won't be able, you shouldn't compare the Cardinals to the Dodgers or to the Yankees, but subconsciously you do, because you wonder, well, why can't we get nice things? That becomes the mindset. Why do they get all of the nice things? And that's not a knock on the players that we have, but that ain't going out and signing Juan Soto. That ain't going out and signing Shohei Ohtani. That ain't going out and signing Aaron Nola when he was a free agent. Those are the signings that I think Cardinal fans would like. And again, that's not a knock against Sonny Gray. That's not a knock against Kyle Gibson or Matt Carpenter or any of the guys that they brought in this year. It is simply saying, we want to feel like the organization is actually trying and putting forth, even if you do not sign them, just to hear the report, the Cardinals are in on Shohei Ohtani this summer. They are actively trying to pursue him. He will be here for a meeting. Just to hear that. Well, the Dodgers paid him $1 billion. Okay, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I understand, but damn it, you tried. I think that's the part that Cardinal fans are missing. You're not even trying. At least that's what it feels like. And so when you're not trying, well, why should we show up? Mm-hmm. Why should we partake in a team that we don't feel like you're actually putting forth effort to go get those big name guys? Whether or not you get them.
It's just minimal. It's just minimal effort. It is almost doing the bare minimum at times.
So let's dive into one of the things you just said, CD, because I find it interesting, is... Yeah, you're right. We don't hear the Cardinals' name in on any of the big players, but we did before. Giancarlo Stanton. And who are some of the other big names? Bryce Harper.
David Price at the time was a big name. Yeah.
And the Cardinals always seem to finish second or third. And so was it more annoying or less annoying at that point? As a Cardinals fan, did you feel like, oh, that's great because we're there? But then everybody started to say the same thing. Well, they're interested, but we know they're going to be second. They'll never
Right.
So is it better to have that, or is it better to just be brutally honest and be like, yeah, we're just not in on that player?
I think the illusion of being able to
You'd rather be tricked a little bit.
Yeah,
huh?
lie to me. Lie to me,
You
baby.
lie to me a little bit.
Lie to me a little bit. Make me feel good. How about that?
I agree.
Just lie to me.
Just lie to me, man.
I don't care if it's true. Just tell me.
Just tell me.
Yeah.
Just lie to me.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. We're up against it, but we want to get to more of your mic drops. So, Timothy, Wes, Larry, are people tired of the Cardinals, or are they just tired of baseball? We'll get to more of your mic drops next.
I'm not tired of the Cardinals per se. I am tired of the state of the Cardinals. And so I'm not going out of my way to watch them when I know maybe they're going on a win streak, but guess what? We're going to come right back to the crap they are. And so that's where I just don't, why watch it? It's not entertaining to me right now. And until they make some wholesome changes, I will not be entertained by them. I'll be tired of them.
All right, that was from Timothy. We posed the question, are people tired of the Cardinals or just tired of baseball? And I think the overwhelming majority thus far, and we do have more mic drops to play, but I think the majority thus far, guys, is they're saying, I'm tired of this product. You're not tired of the Cardinals. You're not tired about the brand. You're not tired of, enjoying baseball. It's this version of the Cardinals. So that was Timothy. Let's hear from Wes next.
I'm tired of both the Cardinals and baseball because of so much of the talk of the business of baseball. We're talking a lot about how baseball needs to promote itself on the international market and basically catch up to the NFL and the NBA and a lot of other leagues and such, because it's a sport we love and it's struggling. But, we're always talking about how top-heavy the coastal teams are and how they're spending so much money. We're talking about how we're not spending as much money. We're talking about attendance figures. We're talking about bonuses and all this. And the on-field stuff seems to take second fiddle to that all too often. On field, it's just, we won or we lost. It's not a breakdown evaluation of the hitters and such. And I'm tired of that.
All right. So, and let me make sure I don't want to misquote Wes. I hate to do that, especially after a mic drop. Wes took the time to leave us a mic drop, and we appreciate that. And I don't want to do a hatchet job on Wes here. Yeah. Was he saying that there's not enough discussion on the hitters and the breakdown of the games and things like that because there's more of an emphasis on the money, the money aspect of it, and the international market, and like how baseball has to promote itself? Did I hear Wes right? There's not enough emphasis on the hitters and the breakdown and you guys.
That's kind of how.
I'm sorry, Wes.
Anthony, I was listening.
Carey and Jamie just looked at each other and said the exact same thing without actually saying it. And it was, I wasn't really paying attention.
I listened.
I was trying to listen. Carey was distracted.
Like we're in class right now.
No, I think...
oh, my God.
I think what Wes was trying to say is that there's not enough breakdown of like what is actually happening in the game instead of just reading off like box scores and coming up with opinions. I think you can find that stuff if you look for it. You're not going to find it here. We don't really do that.
Well, okay, so real quick on this, that's why I didn't want to misconstrue what he said, because I also hear a lot of, I'm tired of the numbers, I'm tired of this, I don't care about launch angle, I don't care about the analytics, blah, blah. So what do you want?
Some people want it.
Some people
don't.
Right.
I don't know if that...
To Marshy's point, you're not going to get it here.
Well, yeah, that stuff's kind of tough to, like, break down over the radio. If you have TV in front of you, like Jamie does a great job at breaking down certain plays,
right?
On Bally Sports when it pertains to the Blues. He can do that and he can show you, but you can't really get that visual element when you're listening to something.
Yeah. Well, I think it works best in print.
Yeah.
And if you have a point and you have a couple of numbers, great. If not, if you ramble on and on with just the numbers.
Well, the numbers start to get confusing. I'll tell you how where the numbers lose me is when they start going over like where they're at, what the expected number is, what the league expected number is, and then what the average number is. And all of a sudden, you've got all these numbers. I don't know what the starting line is anymore, and I certainly don't know where the finish line is. Just tell me this: the player, is he succeeding or is he failing? And tell me why.
Those numbers get to going off. I start seeing them over my head.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what is that?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, thanks.
So I have an example of one way that my my brain has sort of changed the narrative on Alec Burleson. I think before we were talking about, okay, Alec Burleson, he's hitting the ball really hard, but he keeps getting out. And from that just simplest, basic form of being a baseball fan, I'm like, I don't care. He's getting out. I don't care how hard he hits the ball. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
But now you're starting to see success from Alec Burleson. He's still doing the same things. He was not getting the right results, but now he is. And I think that is sort of changing the way that I look. So maybe other people feel that way too.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of, in that regard, what you're talking about is like predictions. You know, hey, the numbers are suggesting Matt Carpenter's going to turn things around. Like, I remember that was a big topic of conversation. One of the times that he started slowly in April. It's like he's hitting the ball hard. He's just hitting the ball at people. Like, he's got the same approach. He's going to turn it around. And then he did. So when that happens, I think people are interested in the numbers. If it's a breakdown of like, well, expected this and whatever, and it doesn't happen, it's like, shove those numbers so far up your you-know-what and shut up. Like, okay. All right. Let's hear from Larry next. Let's hear from Larry, please.
I was just waiting for Carey's laugh to be over. I didn't know the Joker had entered into the room.
It is. I think what bothers me the most is that I'm tired of the Cardinals. And then every time you're watching, you say, man, Dylan Carlson could have been Juan Soto. Or you could say Lars Nootbaar could have been Sean Murphy. It just bothers me that we had the opportunity to get better players, but we decided that the players that we had were much better than what we could have gotten.
So Dylan Carlson, Jordan Walker, Nolan Gorman, and I think there was something else involved in that too. That could have been Juan Soto.
Yes.
Yeah.
So no.
And Sean Murphy was Lars Nootbaar, I believe Jordan Walker or Gorman, one or the other, plus some other prospects.
Yeah, no way.
It was crazy the ask.
Right.
So we joke on here all the time about Carlson for Soto, or, Nootbaar. You kind of alluded to it earlier for Sean Murphy, or the A's were interested. But there was a lot involved in that. And look at the numbers. Juan Soto's agent in the paper talking about wanting Shohei Ohtani money for his next deal.
He doesn't pitch, does he?
No, he doesn't, Carey. And just imagine that. If the Cardinals would have given up all of that young talent for Juan Soto, and now they've got to pay the freight, and he wants $500, $600, $700 million. It just gave away your players then.
He'd be leading the team in OPS probably.
Well, he would be, but he'd be gone after that.
Yeah. All right. Let's hear from.
Cardinals wouldn't sign him after that.
Let's hear from Michael. Michael's got the final word on this.
I'm tired of the so-called best fans in baseball who think they're so intelligent that they're not going to support their team when there's a little bit of losing. We've had one losing season since 2007, folks. You root for a team that has winning culture almost all the time. We're not the Yankees, and they have bad stretches too. We're not the Marlins. We're not the A's. We're not the Rockies. It could be a lot worse in St. Louis.
That's true.
He's 100% right.
It could always be better. It could always be worse. It's kind of a nice life lesson for everybody, especially you, Marsh.
What?
Yeah. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. You know. You absolutely know. Don't act like you don't. All right.
Carey, I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, you will.
The blueprint is there for teams. So why do teams continue to build the wrong way? That's next on 101 ESPN. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN, and I can't wait to talk about Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum, because when it comes to Auto Centers Nissan, they got your next new ride for you. They've got the hail sale going on right now where they're discounting vehicles up to $20,000 off. That's right, $20,000 off. Massive price discounts. No payments for 3 months and no down payment available, too, on select new Nissan inventory now. So you can stack discounts and save thousands of dollars all in one location, too. When it comes to Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum, they have over 700 vehicles ready to go. Whether you're looking for new Nissans or pre-owned vehicles of different makes and models, they've got it all one location. As always, any offer includes the 30-day new car return promise, the complimentary lifetime warranty on new Nissans and eligible used vehicles, as well as the complimentary 1-year maintenance on new Nissan purchases as well. Select new Nissan vehicles available at 0% APR for up to 60 months. Check them out, man. Check them out online, autocentersnissan.com. When you head out there, tell them Stalter sent you. One location, have all the great deals, great sales staff, and the service department, fantastic. It's Auto Centers Nissan. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. The blueprint is there, so why do teams continue to build the wrong way? I think that this applies to multiple sports. But, Jamie, when it comes to hockey, we've seen, look, the Oilers are in the Stanley Cup final. I don't think they're going to come back. Maybe they will. But it's not like they built it the wrong way. But when you look at this team, you had mentioned before, Panthers in 3. Why? Because the Panthers are built to win playoff series. The Oilers are built to win regular season games. They've done a remarkable job. I'm not taking anything away from them. But why do you think that teams continue to build a non-playoff roster in the NHL when the blueprint is there?
Yeah, the blueprint's there. And let's just be perfectly fair here to the Oilers, too. They're in the Stanley Cup final.
Right.
So
right.
They probably built their team the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't just get there
willy-nilly.
Being lucky. And they went through a tough road to get there. They had to get through the Vancouver Canucks. They had to get through the Dallas Stars. There was some serious stuff there that they had to deal with. And And they've done that. So I look at, to me, the model is exactly what you have right now in the final. And it was exactly what you had last year in the final. Big D core, good depth. That's it. Look at the Oilers. You can critique their defensive core because it's not as good, and it isn't. But they're still big. And big has gotten you to the final. Cody Ceci, not a great player, big guy. Darnell Nurse, $9.5 million a year, I think, and he's minus 15 or 16 these playoffs. Not playing great, but he's a big dude. Ekholm, big guy. Desharnais, 6'5", 6'6". Like, Evan Bouchard's over 6 feet tall. The flip side to the Panthers, same deal. Neither team has a defenseman under 6 feet tall. And you combine that with some good skating, good puck movement, and that's what you need. So I don't know why teams, like, unless you have an elite defenseman. Cale Makar's not a big guy, but he doesn't have to be because he's so stinking good.
Right.
He handles the puck at will. He skates well. He's not afraid to hit or be hit as well. Yeah, physicality doesn't bother him. So guys like Cale Makar, even Quinn Hughes to a certain extent, although I felt like this year's playoff run got the best of him a little bit towards the end, and I feel like that was part of the demise of the Vancouver Canucks, is he just couldn't quite play as well as he needed to. Again, a smaller guy. But I think the recipe for success is out there. Puck possession team, big bodies, defend the middle of the ice, and certainly defend the areas in front of the net. The inner slot is what they're calling it now.
Would you call me?
Yeah, that too. And right there outside the blue paint, defend it and own it in the offensive zone. If you can, you're going to have some success.
I guess the question would be, can every team follow said blueprint with contracts if you got people already under contract and an inability to move certain people? I think the Blues are a perfect example. They try to adapt and adjust their roster, but because of contracts and no trade clauses, were unable to. So you might have an idea of what you want to do or how you want to go about it, but there's an inability because you already got people signed and they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's tough to erase the mistakes, right? Or I don't even call it mistakes. It's tough to erase decisions, the things that didn't work the way you wanted them to. And so now the Blues are kind of stuck in a holding pattern unless Doug Armstrong can find a buyer for one of the players that he'd like to move on from. And you can take your pick on the defensive core. I think that Army would listen to offers for Justin Falk, Torrey Krug, and Nick Leddy. I think he'd listen. I don't know if he'd trade each and every one of those guys, but I think that if he could move on from one of those contracts, he might contemplate it. So then moving forward, then you got to make sure that whatever you fill the gap in with after that is more towards the model of the player that you'd like to have to be building your roster with. So you have to start to correct some of your decisions with decisions of heading in a different direction. You can't just necessarily replace one player with a similar player.
Right.
Because then you're just like, okay, we're right back where we started. And I go back to this, I'll die on the hill of that the big defensive core and good goaltending is the key right there. And the GMs who can figure it out quickly with a good young goaltender who starts to play very well to where you're like, okay, that's a number one legit goalie. And then you go to your blue line. Once you establish that, like, you can kind of tinker with your forward roster a little bit.
Yeah.
But to me, the last, I don't know how many cups that we've played here in the last decade, like every team has had a big defensive core. Every team. And you go back to even the Colorado Avalanche with Cale Makar on that blue line. He's one of the smaller guys, but you had a whole bunch of other guys that were big guys on that blue line. Tampa Bay, they were so skilled, right? But then they got bigger. They added that Hedman, they added McDonough, they had Bogosian, they had even Shattenkirk. They added some size back on their blue line. The Russian kid, Sergachev's a big kid. You just keep adding that size, and I just think that to me is what my blueprint would be.
Carey, I don't know how you feel, but in the NFL, Jamie's breaking it down. He just talked about the blue liners, the goaltending, like playoff hockey. Yeah. I think there's a formula in football as well, and I know you subscribe to it too. It's if you're not built from the inside out, you're gonna have issues. You go into Pittsburgh and Baltimore in January, and you're built from the outside in. Good luck. Yeah. You're Miami going to Kansas City. built the way you are,
right,
good luck. Yeah. You're Buffalo, and you're built like a dome team, and you host Cincinnati, and Cincinnati pushes you all around your stadium like they did. There's a formula for the NFL, too. Build up your lines. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you have a quarterback. Like that's the exception. There's
but
no exception.
You might want to have people to protect him first.
You have to protect him. You have to rush the passer. Mm-hmm. Then, of course, you got to have the skill position players and things like that. But if you don't have the basic fundamentals, it's not going to matter.
Right.
And we see teams each and every year, top 5, top 10, they go for the receiver. Mm-hmm. They have to have the game-changing wide receiver who does nothing because the quarterback either sucks or he's looking out his ear hole because his offensive line can't protect him. And then the next year, that same team goes, I'll add a receiver. This will be good. No. So I actually credit, the Bills may ultimately lose again, but I actually credit them for saying, we're not built the right way. Mm-hmm. We'll trade some guys. It's going to hurt in the short term, but we're going to build a team that's going to be ready to go in January, not just September and October.
Yeah, you got to be able to have people that protect that quarterback and run the football, especially late in the season when it's cold outside, when the weather changes, it's rainy, it's snowy, whatever the case may be. It's easier to hand the ball off and move people than it would be to drop back and try to complete passes. So that's number one, making sure you get those guys up front, similar to what you're saying, the defense and the defensive line, getting guys that can stop that run or get after that quarterback. Defensive ends are going to be paid, the second highest or third highest paid players in the league after offensive line, after quarterbacks and left tackles. So you need guys that protect the quarterback, guys that are going to rush the quarterback, and that's how you build an organization, a franchise that is going to win championships. Like you're talking about a defenseman and a goaltender that can stop people from scoring and put pads on people when they try to come into your zone. You want the same thing. You want guys up front that are going to put pads on other guys to make sure your quarterback is clean or your quarterback is on his back.
Mm-hmm. And I think in baseball, if you want to transition to baseball, it's about
got to have a catcher.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
he's like a fullback.
Yeah.
He's an important part of the team.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's kind of like your defenseman.
Yeah.
And your fullback.
Yeah,
basically,
there you go. Essentially.
Yeah. Essentially.
Or
right.
a starting pitcher helps.
It certainly does. Yeah.
2 and 3.
If you don't have a 1-2 combo and your bullpen isn't set up, forget about it. I mean, we have seen some really good offenses flame out early in the postseason because they don't have the pitching, whether it's the first 2 guys in the series or they don't have the bullpen out, and they wind up falling flat quickly. So there's a formula, a blueprint that teams can have to win, and yet we see each and every year, whether it's the offseason or the draft, teams just get cute with it because they fall in love with the forward that they think is going to be the next Connor McDavid, or they fall in love with the receiver, or they fall in love with the hitter, the high school hitter with power that may or may not translate, and it winds up being an issue for them when it comes to October baseball or hockey playoffs or whatever. All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Beat the streak. Biggest question of the day next. Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, and our guy Stewie's on the line right now. And Stewie, you always offer some great advice from your experience. Talk to us about builders and lenders and how it applies to our listeners.
Anthony, with the inventory that's out there, a lot of people are getting new construction housing. And when you go visit the builder is going to say, use my lender. If you use my lender, we'll give you a $5,000 credit towards the closing costs. Well, smart people go to that lender, and then they realize, you know what? I'm going to use this lender, but he's going to charge me $17,000 in closing costs, and his rate is 0.5% higher. So smart people will shop around. If you know the bagel loan, you call us. You're going to end up getting a credit towards the closing cost, a rate that's 0.5%. You don't need that $5,000 credit. You're going to get the better deal. It's going to save you a lot more. And that's what a couple customers today did with those builders. We closed 4 purchases today, new builds, and each one of them said, I ain't going with the builder's lender. I'm going the smart way and getting the bagel loan.
See, Anthony, that's exactly why all of our listeners should be giving Stewie a call. Whether you're building or whether you're purchasing, no matter what, if you have questions, call our guy Stewie. He gives out his personal cell phone number, and I'm going to give that to you right now. That number is 314-324-4440.
Again, 314-324-4440.
Call, text, doesn't matter. You hear about Stewie helping out all of our listeners. Get on board. Call Stewie. Tell him that Anthony and Jamie sent you in. And if you can't remember that number, Anthony, what can you do?
You can always Google the bagel loan. Thanks, Stewie.
Have a good one, guys.
NMLS number 226715.
.101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a SportsCenter update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Miles Michaelis takes the mound for the Cardinals tonight as they take on Paul Skenes and the Pittsburgh Pirates. First pitch is at 6:45. The Cardinals head into this one with a 31-33 record, a half game out of that final wild card spot. The Florida Panthers defeated the Edmonton Oilers last night in Game 2 of the NHL Stanley Cup Final. 2-0 the series is in favor of Florida. We'll have game number 3 for you on Thursday. We'll also have game number 3 for the NBA Finals tomorrow, tip-off at 7:30. If you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have Beat the Streak and our biggest question of the day coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the SportsCenter update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
Time to play Beat the Streak here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. And we got Doug back. What's up, Doug?
Not much, guys. How you doing?
Nice job, man. Nice job with the Beat the Streak. Way to go.
Thanks.
All right, Marsh, what do we got for current streaks?
All right, so Carey has a long streak right now.
Nice long streak there, Carey.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7's the number.
7 is the number. So 7 is the leader for Carey. Jamie, you have a streak of 4. Anthony, you're not far behind Carey right now. You have a streak of 6. I have a streak of 1, and Doug has a streak of 2.
Okay.
So to go Carey, Anthony, Jamie, Doug, and then myself.
I've been kind of mulling this over for a little while. I've been going with Mason Wynn. He's been hot.
Go for it. Go for it again.
And so
that's your guy.
That is my guy. I do represent him.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Skenes is pretty good. I'm going to go Brian Reynolds. Pittsburgh Pirates.
That's tough, man. I don't know why you do that.
You give it to me, too.
Give me Andrew McCutcheon.
Right.
Give me Kutch.
It's weird.
Is it?
Maybe.
All right.
I don't think so.
Nolan Gorman.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. It's your guy.
Paul Skenes, he's going to try and throw that gas down Broadway.
And?
Gorman's going to run into one.
Okay. All right. Doug, you're up.
Yeah, it's a lefty we've never seen. I'm going to go with O'Neal Cruz.
Fair enough.
Sorry.
Hey, you're good.
Trying to win.
Yeah. Marsh?
Give me Rowdy Tellez.
Really? Are you going Rowdy Piper? Huh?
You guys are all, you make me sick. All of you.
Do we, though, Jamie? Do we?
Really?
No, I don't think we do.
I don't think so either.
I think you appreciate it.
I do.
All right, Doug, good luck, man.
All right, thanks, guys. Talk to you tomorrow.
All right, Doug.
I like it. I like the confidence. Yeah, no, I do. I like the confidence. All right, before we get to the biggest question of the day, we have your chance to score a pair of tickets to the United Football Championship game this Sunday at the Dome at America Center. It's history in the making as Birmingham Stallions and the San Antonio Brahmas face off to crown the first ever UFL champion this Sunday at the Dome. Tickets are on sale now. You can text in and win free tickets at 314-399-9646 to get all the ticket info and find a bonus chance to register to win tickets for this Sunday's UFL championship game at 101ESPN.com. Jamie said that one of the Battlehawks players was going to get an invite to the Giants, you said?
I talked about 2 different players, Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, one was to the Giants.
Okay. Which Battlehawks player got the invite to go to the Giants camp? And it was, I'll give you another hint, too. It's an offensive player. So if you have the correct answer and you're the 101st texter to 314-399-9646, you'll go see the championship game this weekend between the Stallions and, unfortunately, the Brahmas. There you have it. All right, Marsh, hit us.
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day.
All right, gentlemen, it's no secret that Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado have had a down season, we'll call it that, compared to what they are typically known to be doing at the plate. What does the future hold for the Cardinals' corner infield? For the infielders?
Ooh. I think this will be Goldschmidt's last year.
Ever?
In St. Louis.
In St. Louis.
Thought he was retiring him.
No, contract's up. And how many guys do you have right now that can play first base? Alec Burleson can play. I'm not saying they're Gold Glovers like Goldschmidt, but Alec Burleson can play first base. Maybe that's the path to get Jordan Walker back up at some point. Ivan Herrera, maybe. I think you've got more than enough first basemen that you can move on.
What about Nolan Arenado? Sorry. Nolan Arenado.
Playing first base?
No, playing here in general.
I think he's here. I think he's here for the foreseeable future.
You think he's in the birds on the back?
Yes.
Next season?
Yes. I do.
Right.
Yeah.
Think that's because he wants to be here?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess. I
don't know. It's going to be just interesting to watch how this last, the second half of the season plays out before the trade deadline. Once they come out of the All-Star break, Flag Day is in a couple of days, so we know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
We'll know who this team is, right?
Yeah.
Jamie?
Oh yeah.
What do you
Flag
think?
Day's a big one
today.
What do you think we'll be saying?
This next series is going to be the most pivotal one for this Cardinals team. Next stretch of games tell us everything we need to know.
Really? Is that what we're going to be saying?
Probably. Probably until it's out of reach.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, right now, we said it earlier, they are a half a game in front of Pittsburgh for dead last in the division.
That's correct.
I was looking at some numbers. Their win percentage last year was 438. They're 484 right now.
Wow. Told you this seems better.
Better. You lose 3 to the Pirates or 2. I don't know, man. Just here so I don't get fined.
Okay. All right. Going back to Arenado, right? Let's play the odds on this. He's got a no trade clause, so he's going to nix any trade. Let's just say you want to trade Nolan Arenado. He's got a no trade clause that's going to nix most of the teams. The contenders may not want to take on the salary for the production. I can tell you right now, nobody's going to want to take on the rest of the contract.
No.
Without the power. That's what they'd be interested in. Yeah, the Gold Gloves are great. If his power's down, no team's going to pay for it. That's the big problem with Nolan Arenado. I know we get texts sometimes like, well, if you look at some of his numbers, but he's not hitting that bad. Okay, he's supposed to be one of your power hitters. That's what you're paying for. The defense, phenomenal. But you're not paying for high average in defense or like a 290 hitter with defense.
He's not hitting 290. He's at 252.
Okay, so the whole thing's not good. But at some point, we were getting text messages of, hey, if you checked out his numbers, they're not that bad. The power's way down.
Yeah.
That's the issue. Yeah. So if you play the odds here, I don't think we're going to be seeing Nolan Arenado move on. I think he's going to be a Cardinal.
Yeah, nobody's picking up that contract. The player is, a fraction of what he was from a power standpoint.
Correct.
There's just no way.
Right.
And they're not giving up anything of value for that either.
No.
So, it's the worst case scenario for the Cardinals is having two guys that are not performing up to the level that they ordinarily do and not contributing enough to help your team, except they're taking a big chunk of your payroll.
Yes.
So even at the deadline, if you go to move on from Goldie, what are you really getting for an expiring contract? It's going to be a UFA,
right? And
a guy whose production's down,
right?
What are you really getting?
And what's the market going to look like?
That's what I'm saying.
That's the biggest question. Forget about what you're going to get in return. Who's going to be interested? there's not a ton of teams that are going to be in a bidding war for a first baseman.
It's going to be so frustrating if they try to trade him this season and get nothing in return.
I mean, Carey,
last year,
you and I were on the same page with that a year ago. So, all right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We've got Bet the Board and biggest stars of the three stars of the day and criticisms and compliments next.
Are you currently thinking about remodeling? Or maybe you've had some storm damage to some windows, or maybe you're just tired of the old windows that are just not working for you anymore. Head over to Window World, preferred window of your St. Louis Blues. They are ranked number one in number of windows sold in the country by Qualified Remodeler magazine. And they're ranked number one in number of windows because they sell a great window. It's a double-strength glass that you just don't find in ordinary replacement windows. That means less breakage and better efficiency. When it's hot outside, you're not going to feel that inside the house because Window World has a window that takes care of your wallet. They also offer lifetime warranty that covers all parts, glass, breakage, and labor, which is great. That's part of the unbelievable customer service that they offer. And let's not forget that they are now offering 36 months, same as cash financing with approved credit. And all you have to do is give them a call. Tell them Jamie Rivers from 101 sent you in. That number is 314-993-1800. Again, that's 314-993-1800. Or you can always visit windowworldstlouis.com.
miss anything from today's show, you can download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com, your 101 ESPN mobile app, all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Let's do a little bet the board action right now, gentlemen. Marsh, what do you got for updated standings, kid?
Anthony, you're 4-2. Jamie is now 6-0.
Wow, Jamie.
Really? Carey's 2-3-1, and I am 1-5.
Oh, Marsh. All that anger.
I was thinking it was soccer. You know, soccer puts the ties, the draws in the middle. So 2-3-1 is 2 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss. My brain.
Carey, this is the United States, and I understand MLS does that too.
Yeah, I got confused.
But this is the United States.
Okay. Yeah. So I got 3 losses in 1 tie.
This is America. Yeah.
All right. Just making sure people listening, they want to know what the score is. Of course they do. Yeah. What do you got, Jamie?
All right. Guys.
This is ridiculous.
Total bases. Nolan Gorman. 0.5 on the over-under. It's at plus 115. I know why, because Skenes is on the bump for the Pirates. I get it.
Yep.
But I got Gorman for a home run, I got him for a hit, and now I got him for bet the board. So I'm all in on Nolan Gorman today.
Okay.
Go with the over.
There you go. I like that. Am I up?
Carey loves it.
I hate it, but it's okay.
Am I up, Marsh?
Yes.
I will take the under in the Astros and Giants game. Old friend Jordan Hicks is on the hill tonight against Blanco. It's at 8.
Flama Blanca?
No, it's Blanco. I'll take the under 8 Astros Giants.
Well, I'm going back to what I went to last night. Give me the Yankees. They're a pretty good team. I don't know if you guys know that.
Yankees.
The Yankees are minus 138 over the Kansas City Royals.
Okay. Going back to the well.
I mean, yeah, I'm following our leader here.
He can't say a word. You weren't part of the show yet. You can't say a word.
What?
Luis Ariz. You can't say a word.
What are you talking? I was playing a game.
Uh-huh.
As is he.
Exactly.
That's the rules.
That's right.
I've credited you for this. I said,
Carey's trying to come at me, and he doesn't know that you took Luis Ariz for 75 games in a row.
I took him for a 4-game set. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Worked out well.
Had the longest streak of the year last year. Largely because of him, yes. Yeah, you're up, Marsh.
All right, so I've been horrible this month.
No, don't say that.
I'm going to go with Paul Skenes over 7.5 strikeouts. So you're welcome, Cardinal fans.
Okay.
It's a pretty good play, though.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Although he hasn't pitched in this kind of humidity.
Oh, no, he really hasn't. Although it seems like a very cool night.
Not bad, actually.
Nonetheless.
LSU probably has some
I would say so. I would say so, yeah. All right, what do we got for criticisms and compliments?
All right, this one comes from Swan. Great show today, guys. Marsh, I'm pulling for you to turn it around and bet the board. Probably not anymore. I know I'm not sick of baseball, but I'm sick of mediocrity.
Well said, Swan.
Yeah, well said is right.
FedEx Brian, criticisms and compliments. Great show, guys. Can't wait to listen to We Went Blues Day tomorrow while on a layover in London on the app. It'll be on the free 101 mobile app.
Okay.
Gentlemen, it's free. Much like the
free.
St. Louis Zoo.
Yeah.
It's free. And Carey, I'll send pictures of the Roman Coliseum. Have a great 2 weeks, guys.
Wow.
I need to see it.
Does that kind of hurt a little bit, though?
Nah, I'm happy for anyone that gets to go see it in person. I'll be there one day. I had it planned, and COVID.
Stupid COVID.
Ruined it. I haven't had a chance.
Sorry, Carey.
I'm sorry.
We're all sorry, Carey.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We're all sorry.
Appreciate your concerns. Thoughts and concerns.
Got a text from 636. Anthony.
Yes, sir.
What the hell, man?
What?
I have to clean up my car with all the puke that just came out hearing who you think is a first baseman for this team when Goldschmidt leaves. Puke emoji.
All right. Well, I'm sorry
that you feel that way.
Thank you.
No, you have to finish that off. You start that, you finish it off yourself, Anthony.
I'm sorry that you feel that way.
There you go. It's always better.
You don't like Burleson?
What?
I'm talking to the
Braxton is your right fielder.
Respect that.
You're left fielder.
Yeah.
Maybe your center fielder. Who the hell knows?
Okay.
At this point.
Well,
Why not move outfielders to the infield? We've done it the other way.
Very true. I guess I could have
tried that yet.
Hey, I could have said, just go out and get Freddie Freeman. But that'd be lying to you. And I don't think you want me to lie to you.
Pete Alonso could be available.
Pete Alonso could be available. You want him?
He is a big, strong guy.
Strong guy. Seems like a real
go-getter.
From the 417.
Want that weirdo? Go for it.
I don't want that weirdo.
This one might hurt a little bit. The Fast Lane is the Cardinals of regional afternoon sports radio.
Historically good?
Having a bad
second best ever?
Best ever?
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah. I feel good.
I feel real
a
good.
little tired. I'm back.
Yeah.
Did it.
It's nice.
Thank you.
All right, let's get to our 3 stars of the day. Our 3rd star of the day is going to go out to sprinklers.
Yeah, not the sprinklers that we were referring to there in the. Nope. Yeah. You'll see the sprinkler a lot tonight. So will the Cardinals, unfortunately.
Sprinkling runs in everywhere, baby.
Say it again.
Okay, I like that. Good call.
You.
Our 2nd star of the day goes to Brandon, who finally got into the Gauntlet.
Nice job.
Unfortunately, he did not pick up a win, but
Jamie.
it was always great talking with Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon is a true warrior. He fought hard today. Jamie just fought harder.
Yeah.
Jamie was just harder today.
Mm-hmm. Well said.
Thanks for noticing.
Yep.
The 1st star of the day goes out to what the 217 wanted. Star goes to new favorite phase. You mother fast lane.
You mother fast lane.
Oh, yes.
I like that too.
Courtesy of the 618.
We have the whole fast lane library available soon.
That would be good.
You could fast lane any way you want.
That's right. All right. We've got some instant replay coming up for you. For Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. See you.